Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We have a awesome show for you guys today. We're going to recap the World's Top Whiskey Taster Contest. I have Michelle, who kicked my butt at the World's Top Whiskey Contest, here with us today. So I'm going to bring her on in a minute. We also have Ed. Forgive Ed. He's a LA Dodgers fan. We're going to bring him on in a minute. And then we're also going to bring Ben on. And we're going to do a couple cool things tonight. Number one, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to be giving away a sample of the 2021 Old Forester birthday bourbon. So $5 super chat will get you into that. And then Michelle, Ed, and Ben and I are going to play a little game called Allocated or Not. So we've got 6 samples. There's going to be 2 samples in each set, and they're pretty close to proof. And we're just going to taste them. The first set, I might have them guess age, maybe proof. And then they're just going to say which one they like best. And what I did is I paired each allocated bourbon up with what I think is a great bourbon, reasonable or same proof and reasonably priced, kind of easy to find on the shelves. And we're just going to see which one we like. Are some of these allocated, hard to find bottles worth chasing, or are you guys passing up a lot of good stuff that's sitting on the shelves? So that'll be a lot of fun. And then at the end, the 7th sample, I sent them a very special pour, and we're just going to toast to Michelle and congratulate her for kicking everybody's butt and wish her well in the competition. I really hope she crushes it. And if she doesn't, that's fine. But I really want to see her win this thing. It would be awesome. So let me, can you guys hear me okay? Volume okay and everything? Let's chat me if they can. What's up, Brett? Brett says, way to go, Michelle. Sorry, Lance. Yeah, I expect I'm going to get a lot of ball busting today. That's okay. Darren, what's up, Darren? Hello, Lance. Looking forward to the stream. Power of Bourbon's here as well. What's up, guys? All right. So let me bring on Michelle here real quick. What's up, Michelle?
Hello.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming on tonight.
I'm excited to be here, Lance. So thank you so much for having me. And I really appreciate the samples in the mail. So that really is cool of you.
Yeah, we're going to drink a lot of good bourbon tonight. So I know you haven't done a lot of live streams or Zooms or anything, but this is going to be real laid back, super easy, nothing to it.
Well, thank you. I kind of dressed for the occasion.
You look amazing.
This is my first rodeo. I have never done anything like this.
All right. Awesome.
I hope it goes well.
Awesome. All right. Well, let me, I'm bringing Ed in last since he's a Dodgers fan. Let's get Ben in here. What's up, Ben?
How's it going, guys?
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for putting this together. I'm excited.
Yeah. You ready to drink some bourbon tonight?
I am.
Good, man. All right. We'll bring Ed in here. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Congrats to your Dodgers, my friend.
What a great game. That was fantastic. And just quick shout out to TJ and Chuck. I don't feel bad for you at all. You won, and that's how it goes.
So painful. I think I could hear you screaming from Illinois when that walk off.
Doubt it. And I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out of the hotel. I'm really surprised. So
Crush
my soul. This will be a blast. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is one of the few years where I was just thrilled that Cardinals were in the postseason, because beginning of September, they had a 2% chance of making it. So everything was bonus at that point.
I couldn't believe they strung together that 17 in a row. Now that's impressive. That was
pretty incredible. So I did not wear. So Ed and I have a bet that if the Dodgers won, I would wear the Dodgers hat on a live stream. If the Cardinals won, he was going to wear a Cardinal hat. So we've got a meetup coming up in Louisville in a couple weeks, and we're probably going to go live from that. And we haven't really decided what we're going to do, but we'll probably shoot live from there. And I'll have a Dodgers hat on, so you guys will want to watch that. I'll be puking the whole episode, not from bourbon.
It'll be so fantastic. Freaking fabulous. So,
also, what's up, Lance? Let's start the weekend off with a bang. Hell yeah, man. I need it. I rarely have rough days at work, and today was a rough day at work, so I'm ready to drink some bourbon. So, Brett, way to go, Dodgers. What are you talking about?
That a boy, Brett. That a kid.
It is crazy to think how close the Dodgers were to losing that game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you win 106 or if you win 90 or if you win 82. It doesn't matter. I mean, anybody can beat anybody.
Molina doesn't fumble that throw
No.
to second. No, I mean that hit never happens. You know, they still could have lost, but you never know.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Or if Trey Turner doesn't swing at that ball out of the strike zone, hit into a double play,
Yeah.
it walks in a run. So
Yeah, right. Yep.
all time. You're bored
was-
with this, Michelle. I can tell right now. She's dialed into the bear. She's dialed into the Bearcats.
Michelle's ready to drink some bourbon.
I am ready to watch my Bearcats, who are number 5. Who
I
beat
know.
Notre Dame.
There we go, Michelle. There we go.
But
Well
then my
deserved.
Reds lost to the Cardinals again. So,
Yeah.
but yes, I am ready to drink some bourbon because I took a giant break.
Yeah. So first of all, congrats on regional finalist winner for World's Top Whiskey Taster Contest. You did so amazing.
Thank you.
That was-
Thanks, guys. It was a surprise. I didn't even know that I had a shot at the at going to Chicago. You know, we just answered those 3 questions.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, I'll answer 3 questions. And then I got the email and I thought it was like spam. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the way it was worded almost sounded like it.
It's like you are the
You are the
winner.
one.
Yeah. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was like really excited to even go to Chicago. So personally, as a family, we've been very COVID conscious. So we haven't gone anywhere. We haven't eaten out. And then all of a sudden I'm driving to Chicago, you know, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
It was a cool experience. But thanks.
Yeah, the way they had it set up was we've been pretty COVID conscious too. I actually had COVID, Ben had COVID, and I couldn't taste stuff for a while. My wife couldn't taste or smell stuff for months. It was a long time. And so we've been pretty cautious about it. But the way that bar was set up on the top deck with all the open doors, it was pretty nice. And there weren't too many people in there. It felt pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I was, for me personally, I wasn't nervous about tasting bourbon. I wasn't nervous about competing. I wasn't nervous about that. I was just nervous about people near me and and then so it was like I was trying to keep all of those emotions and like all that at bay and just focus on the bourbon. But
and then you had to win and have everybody hug you.
All these people were like coming over and I was like, where's my mask? But it was a cool night. And I can honestly say, Lance, you and Renee came over right away and then all of your crew.
Yeah, we have a pretty awesome crew.
Yeah, I was just like, these people are phenomenal. I think bourbon people are good people.
Yeah, there was a guy, my wife, and if Brett's watching, my wife, Brett, and Darren were hanging out, and they saw a guy just sitting at a table by himself, and they were like, well, we can't have this happen. And they went over and just sat with him and started talking to him. And he had seen an ad on Facebook that day and decided to show up. And so he sat with us all night and drank bourbon, and it was so cool. Now we like connected on Instagram, but yeah, it is really cool that everybody's so warm and welcoming. And even though we were competing against each other, it was just so much fun.
Yeah, I thought, we had a great time. So I had to rent a car. So I worked all day on Wednesday, and then I rented a car because my car would not make it. So I rented a car and I drove by myself from Cincinnati to Chicago in the rain, 5 hours. And I was like, halfway through, guys, I stopped at like a McDonald's and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm like, I am missing a spelling test. I am missing my kid's volleyball game. I need to go home. I was like, what am I doing? And I almost turned around.
Did you really? Wow.
This is crazy. What am I doing?
Yeah.
And so I got into the hotel super late on Wednesday. And by that time, I was just physically exhausted. And I just pulled up to this hotel and there was a guy out front. And I don't even know if he was the valet. I just gave him my keys. I was like, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to ever see that car again, you know? And then
That's
the
too
food
funny.
part. So I brought all my samples with me because I really wanted to dive hard on the next day. So I had these like tiny little 1 ounce pours of like 50 bourbons. And so when he started to unload my car and he saw all my bourbons, he was like, he couldn't figure out what I was doing. I was like, I am too tired to explain it. Just please load it up.
Oh, too
So
funny.
I almost didn't make it. I almost just turned around. So
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you. Well, I mean, I still wouldn't have won. So I'm glad you didn't turn around, Michelle.
Right.
yeah.
Let's get into the first pour, and then while we're doing that, you can, if you want, let everybody know about what you do, because I think it's so fascinating what you do. Just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and let's pour sample one.
Okay. I'll go ahead and start pouring.
I'm gonna drink along with you guys.
I can just give you a tiny little background. So I'm from Cincinnati, and it actually does, my job actually does have a tie into bourbon. So Cincinnati is, as you know, right there on the Ohio River. So historically, and there's probably a better way to say this, but all the bourbon and everything that was being distilled 100, 200 years ago would be brought up to Cincinnati. And then people in Cincinnati, we would flavor it, and then it would be shipped down the Mississippi River. So in Cincinnati, Ohio, we have the headquarters for like 2 of the largest flavor companies in the world. So
wow.
I worked for a company called Givaudan, which is the largest flavor company in the world in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so as a flavor chemist, I basically make flavors all day for alcohol. So it's kind of a strange thing. So it's chemistry based, but I did a 3-year training program. So you can't major in this in college. You have to, it's a craft.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, you know, cabinet making or welding.
Sure.
It's one of those crafts that you only learn through the ranks, and you only learn through a mentor.
Oh, awesome.
So I worked under a couple like principal flavor chemists, and then I just taste and smell all day long and memorize and memorize and memorize. So over 3 years, I just sat in a room and memorized compounds, and then we were tested weekly. So it's basically, it's an art because you're balancing, you know, like when you think about Bardstown Discovery and Bardstown Fusion, you know, they're balancing 3 bourbons, maybe 4 bourbons. So in flavor chemistry, I hope I'm not losing everyone.
No, you're not. No, they're busting
this
my
is
balls.
Right, we're not talking about molecules and esters. But it's science is cool, you know, and
Very
there's
cool.
all this like food science that a lot of people don't know about. So I just blend molecules to taste like rum and to taste like green apple and to taste like honey. So I'm a flavor chemist. And so with COVID, if I lost my smell and taste, I wouldn't be able to work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be awful.
So that's why I was like crazy conscious about
and
it.
there's a popular whiskey tube channel called the Scotch Test Dummies, and one of the guys got COVID, and I mean, he got COVID the same time my wife and I did, which was last October, so a year ago basically. And they still put up a little asterisk on their channel that don't trust him because he you know,
Scott?
I think I haven't watched their channel in a little while, but at least a month or so ago, I think they were still talking. He was getting better, but still having some trouble.
Yeah, the last time I watched it, he was at like, oh my gosh, I want to say like 86 days with like very limited taste and smell.
Yeah.
Michelle, do you have a chemistry degree base?
Yes.
From
so I just have a bachelor's degree in biology and chemistry from the University of Cincinnati.
Okay.
And then my story was I planned on going to med school. And then I took the med school, the MCAT, and I didn't do very well. And then the other funny part, guys, is I faint when I see blood. So
God.
I have no idea why I thought that I could go that route. And so I just sent my resume into a temp agency in town. And then they said, Michelle, how strong is your chemistry background? And I'm like, I need a job. It's strong. It's strong. And so I applied and, I got a job working in the basement, just compounding flavors. So I was like at the very bottom of the totem pole, really. And then just over 20 years, ended up going up to the top to make flavors. So just a bachelor's degree.
That's so cool. I told my wife, and I think I even said it on the live stream. My wife was like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "If anyone's going to win this thing, it's going to be a woman because your olfactory glands are bigger. You're going to kill us. I know it." And sure enough, I was like, I knew it.
I mean, like I said, I trust my palate. I wasn't nervous about that. My only concern, remember Lance when they asked us those questions out on the patio?
Yeah, that scare you to death.
Yeah, that like trepidation or something. I'm like, my only concern was high proof. Like,
I was going to ask about that because obviously you're more than qualified to blend, taste, do all those things. But with like higher proof stuff, do you have like an experience with bourbon, like just drinking it casually? Is that something you enjoy or?
No, I mean, that's where I that's probably my biggest weakness is like outside of like anything above 110. It's almost like, like if you were going to graph it, you can go like this, but at 110, I just plateau. So I have a hard time anything above 110. So I welcome these samples. I think these might be a little higher proof. So I need practice on the higher proofs.
Okay, good. Yeah, that I told the guys like that first round. When we got to the third sample, I thought it was barley. I thought it was peated Scotch, but then I thought, well, I wasn't gonna taste it because I don't drink a lot of peated Scotch, and when I taste Scotch, it like screws my palate up. Like when we do it here, we save it to like the end of the show, and we'll grab Scotch and stuff. But then I should have trusted my gut and not even tasted it, and I thought, they might try to throw in like a peated bourbon in here or a peated rye. Like I was thinking they might try to throw a new riff or something. So I better just taste it. And then proof, which then these guys can attest to it. I'm really good at proof. Like I nail it. Awesome. And I didn't get a single proof question right because I couldn't stop tasting Band-Aids from the Scotch. And it sunk me. I was so upset, but it was still a blast.
Yeah, I didn't taste that. I didn't taste number 3.
You didn't? Oh, you're so smart.
There's no way I was tasting that.
Dang it.
That's awesome.
Decomposed.
Yeah. Yeah. And we talked about on the live stream, the last live stream we did, they all these guys were like, just trust your gut, go with your gut. And I should have went with my gut and not even tasted it. And
there you go.
I know.
Yeah,
So.
I was like, I didn't need to taste it. I knew exactly what it was.
That would have definitely been me for sure.
Yeah.
I am not a peated fan at all. So if that would even graced my nose at all, I would have
been out.
Not tasting that.
So I have a Scotch story. If we have time, or do you want to go ahead and taste?
You can start tasting, but we got all the time in the world. It's however long you can stay on. Ben and Ed and I can be on here all night. So
okay. So so when I smelled number 3, that peated Scotch, I didn't taste it. I knew right away what it was, but I didn't know. Did you find out what it was? What brand or what?
I don't. Nope, I don't know. I didn't ask.
So my little tiny story there is my husband and I met playing golf. And so for our honeymoon, we went to Scotland.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And we flew into London and we took a train and then we golfed our very first day in Scotland. We golfed St. Andrews.
All right, turn this off. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, it was
that
fun.
is. Oh, yeah.
And so it's public land. So we got there on a Sunday, and it's closed, but it's open to the public. So when you walk into St. Andrews, there were dogs running around St. Andrews.
On the golf course?
Yeah, on the golf course.
Wow.
The hallowed grounds.
Crazy. Oh. And so my husband and I went into the clubhouse or whatever, and we ate. It was our first day. We're going all out. So we got peated Scotch and haggis.
Oh,
wow.
Oh my gosh.
You guys did go all out.
Wow. I was like, when in Scotland, we got to go for it. And that was rough. And I think peated Scotch and haggis, like, you have to have something that can stand up to haggis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I smelled number 3, I was like, St. Andrews. I'm not tasting it.
Wow.
So that was, I knew what that one was.
So what do you guys think about these first 2 samples?
Let me pour. I haven't poured number 2 yet.
So I've just been nosing both of them. I like one better than 2.
Better than 2?
Yeah, just from the nose.
Let me make sure I'm caught up on all these comments. Brett, I don't know if you guys saw it. He said I never had a chance. That's right. I never had a chance. Darren says he's rooting for you to go all the way, Michelle.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Darren.
Don't taste the peated one. I know. Now I'll hate peated Scotch forever. Ben's been trying to get me to like it.
It's like it's one of those things, just an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Don't go to the dark side.
I think for me, like, I'm still not like it's still not something I gravitate to, but I definitely enjoy it more. Like if I'm like grilling or like cooking, like especially when I'm cooking, I find that I like peated stuff.
Really?
I don't know why. Just for whatever reason. But yeah, I've grown to like it more.
What do you drink wine at all, Ben? Are you a wine drinker at all?
Not really. I do want to expand into like other spirits and stuff like that, but wine is just one that I don't know. I haven't found one that's like strong enough, if that makes sense.
I was curious about that. If you would go to like the heavier cabs or like really dark Merlots, because I can't drink Merlots. They just dry my palate out crazy.
Yeah.
But
cheers, Paul. I got you down, buddy. Right now, you're the only one in it, so there's a good shot you're going to win a birthday bourbon.
You might want to try, Ben, if you like the real bold stuff. Like look for the old vine Zinfandels and the bolder Zinfandels. That's where I love Zinfandels. They're my favorites.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to expand into other stuff. Like I'm getting into like rums. I just picked up an Armagnac. And like some tequilas and stuff like that, like nicer tequilas. So trying to expand there.
I agree with you on the bourbons. I think 1 on the nose.
1 on the nose you like best?
I do.
So Michelle, what's some when you were tasting and nosing, what's some tips to give that you were what'd you do to prepare? I know really it's just pattern recognition at the end of the day, right? And
yeah. So, I don't know if this makes any sense, but I've never been tested for like a photographic memory, but I'm able to remember smells and tastes pretty well. And what I simply do is just file them away in my head. Like, is it, is high rye, low rye? Is it a wheat? I just try to bucket everything. But what's important to me is I always need at least 2 samples to compare next to each other.
Yeah, for sure.
That way I can go back and forth. One's higher proof, one's more caramelic, or one's, when you have something to compare, that really helps me.
Yeah, it sure does.
But I don't have any other tips. I don't know.
There's the new word for the whiskey tornado tasting right there. Caramelic.
Caramelic.
That was fabulous.
That needs to be on a shirt.
Right?
Is it a word? I don't even know.
I know, but that sounded
You're the chemistry major. I just run a gym, so I'm gonna go with it.
And I just play with big Tommy trucks all day. So
What about you, Ben? What do you do?
So I'm in real estate, so
Okay.
definitely nothing anywhere close to bourbon. So yeah, so I don't have a chemist background and a flavorist degree.
Just make it up, guys. Just make it up.
Ben has a really good palate though. Ed, not so much. Ben's really good though.
don't worry, Michelle. I get my balls busted so bad on this now.
And he always comes back for more.
Yeah.
So how do you guys all know each other?
We met through this wonderful thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. These guys were like my first Patreon members and supported the channel when I was just recording on an iPhone, basically. And I didn't know what I was doing, and the sound was horrible. I don't know why they stuck with me, but
That's so cool.
yeah, but I love these guys.
I drove from Indianapolis to Champaign to go bourbon hunting with him one day.
Yeah, and it was that's one of the things I answered. I don't know if I ever told you, Ed, because I don't want to give you like too much credit, but in the Bardstown
I do.
in the Bardstown interview, when they asked like what's your favorite memory of bourbon, like that day is one of my favorite memories. That's the example I gave, but I don't want to give you too much, I don't want your head to swell. But
I thought both of us were going to end up in the ER for alcohol poisoning, but man,
it was a fantastic day though. Extremely memorable for me. It was so much fun. We had a great time.
Same here. I mean, I still have visions of that smoke wagon pour.
Yeah, it was so good. I want to give a shout out to Jeff. Jeff is one of my best friends. He's probably the guy that got me into bourbon. He poured me. Let's see. I think the first time I like really sat down and had bourbon, we had. He shouldn't have poured what he poured for me. I think it was Eagle Rare, and then Lot B. I think he did Lot B, and I don't remember what the third one was, but. Anyway, what's up, Jeff? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Miss you, man. All right, so what do you guys think about these first two? Let's do what do you think guesses on proof?
Oh man. I definitely think 2 is higher proof.
Interesting.
I'm gonna.
What's up, David? Cheers, buddy.
I have my answers. I don't know if they're, right.
Go for it. Go for it.
So what's the question is proof or preference?
Let's do proof first. What do you think proof is?
Copy whatever Michelle says.
Yeah, no defaulting, Ben. No.
Proof to me is tough, but I think number 1, I'm going to say 122.
Okay.
And then I have number 2 at 110.
Okay.
So I think number 1 was higher.
Okay. What do you think, Ed?
I think 1's about 118.
Okay.
And 2's right close. I'm going to say 2 is actually about 120, 121.
Okay. Interesting. This is very interesting. What do you think, Ben?
So I don't know. I had Wild Turkey 101 to like warm up, and
here come the excuses.
One to me, I'm thinking like 108. Like I was thinking it was like lower, and then I thought 2 was quite a bit higher. So I would say like 118, 119.
Okay, interesting. Very
Actually,
interesting.
115. We'll go 116.
116. All right, now we'll just do this instead of like guessing age. Which one do you think is older, 1 or 2?
2.
What do you say, 1, Ben?
Yeah.
I say 2. Older.
You say 2? Okay. The biggest question, which do you prefer, 1 or 2?
1.
1.
I knew Ed would. Like this is like where
I knew Ed was gonna say 2.
It reminds me of like a Booker's or like an old Granddad 114.
It's got some of that peanut characteristic in it for sure.
It hit. Yep.
Yep.
The moment I drank it, I'm like, I don't care what one is. I don't.
You like two better. All right. So
It tastes like milk, like condensed milk.
really,
Wait,
Very-
what?
Number 2 is like condensed milk, very dairy,
interesting.
like vanilla cream. It's very eggy. So in chemistry, it's like a compound called sulfurol. It's like the one that makes caramel kind of milky.
I love having you on the channel, Michelle.
Oh,
You got to
Like,
start your own
These
channel.
are things I've never thought of when I've been drinking my bourbon.
I get like I get a creamy peanut
Yeah,
butter,
creamy.
so I can see that creamy that thing that Michelle's getting, whatever she explained. I mean, God, that was amazing.
Yeah, I would have never thought dairy. I had a note on. I've heard other people give this note before, and I did a review last night on Penelope's new toasted. So it's a 4-grain MGP that's toasted, and I got chocolate chip cookie dough on it. And I've heard people give that note, and I've never got it before. I was like, "Holy crap! There's that note. I've never had it before." So like, now that you say that, Michelle, like I get where you're coming
Or
from.
like,
It's
think about
fascinating.
like a glazed donut, or
Yeah.
like it's doughy and there's a dairy. I get that note out of weeded bourbons, aged weeded bourbons sometimes.
Oh, interesting. Man, Michelle's good. Just tell you that.
Yeah, that's something I never would have.
Oh, listen, if I'm wrong, then all of a sudden I'm gonna have that problem.
No, it's because it's so unique. It's like it's such a unique note that it makes you sound like you know exactly what you're
Oh,
talking
no
about.
joke.
Well, I will tell you this, Michelle.
your
Number
mouth
2
can take
is a weeded bourbon.
It
So
Yeah.
it is a weeded bourbon. So you nailed that.
Out of Bernheim. Bernheim tastes like milk to me.
Oh, that's so
Interesting.
fascinating. I've never picked that up before. All right, you guys want to know what number 1 is?
Yep.
Yes, because I love it.
You love it?
Yes. Okay.
Remus 5.
No way.
Yep, that's the Remus 5.
Wow. Oh,
Do you know what this is, Michelle?
No.
Now I get it.
What's the proof?
So the proof is 100. So you guys were all kind of off on that, but that's okay.
Well,
I
let's
love
who was closest? Let's talk about
Ben
that.
was closest on the proof.
You guys,
Of
and it's funny
course.
because I was hearing you guys say these high proof, and I'm like, maybe I'm way off, and so I was like, I need to guess higher.
So
No.
I think this is like a lot of people are chasing allocated bourbons, and to me, like this beats a lot of allocated stuff in my opinion, and it's easier to find. It's not cheap, you're looking at $90 a bottle.
Oh, it's worth it. It tastes great.
It's less than
Yeah.
90.
Is it?
It's yeah. I mean, some places charge more. By us, we can get it for 70. I picked both mine up
Okay.
for 70.
So Michelle, this has got blend in it. Let's see, 56. Well, 9% of this is a 2005 bourbon. That's 21% rye. 5% is a 2006 bourbon. That's 36% rye. 19% is a 2006 bourbon. That's 21% rye. 13% is 2008. That's 21% rye, and 54% is a 36% rye. So it's 13 plus years old when you average it all out, but it's got some really old MGP juice in it. And MGP juice, if you find a sourced MGP that's 15 years old, I don't know if there's even is any, but it's super crazy
Not right
expensive.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the.
like that.
I do get the a little bit more drying on my palate from the age compared to 2. I like it. I like it a lot. I just prefer 2.
All right. You ready for 2?
It's gonna be old Granddad.
No.
Oh,
Really?
no way! That is.
Really?
I did not like that as much.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's why I picked these two against each other.
It
They're
has
both
a-
100 proof
ethanol.
bourbons.
Wow.
That's 100 proof. Jeez,
Yep, both 100 proof bourbons.
that's crazy.
Who
Old
was,
Fit.
who was the closest on that one?
Michelle,
Yeah, that's wild.
That was
And
still way off.
and Michelle nailed the weeded. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that was a weeded.
What's the age on? Is there an age
It's
statement?
8 years.
Mm.
This is the 8-year bottled and bond.
It's funny.
That's way. That's way better than the 9-year that I had. Way better. I mean,
it?
it isn't even close. Yeah.
So I prefer the Remus to that, but Ed, I know your flavor profile, and I knew you would pick. So you're consistent, man. You love those peanut notes. I knew you were going to pick that.
Yeah.
I do. I was the moment I drank it, I'm like, that's either Beam, like a Knob Creek 12 cast strength, or it's a Heaven Hill product. That's where I was at. I'm like, that's where we're at.
And that's the Old Fitz 8, right?
Yeah, that's the 8. Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's-
what are those? What do those go for on secondary? 600.
Not the older ones do, like the 8-year about 350.
Down here at Cartersville Beverage Company, there's one in the case for $5.99.
Yeah, that's
And I'm
crazy.
like, nope.
Yeah. To me, it tastes just like the Barenheim wheat 7-year. Like,
Oh,
40
interesting.
It's close. Yeah.
Yeah.
tastes
It's
just
funny.
like.
It's funny you mentioned that milk, like that milk note, like in the aftertaste, like after you drink a glass of milk, I have like a same, like similar, because I'm thinking about it, but like a note of like after you drink a glass of milk, just that aftertaste that kind of lingers in your mouth.
And that is one bourbon I've never drank, is that Bernheim wheat. I've never even tasted it.
You would like it, Ed. You like number 2. You could
Yeah.
save a
You
ton of
should
money.
grab some.
I might have to try it.
So so allocated has 1 point. Not allocated has 2 points.
Well,
Yeah, I did not like that Old Fitz as much.
Yeah, I'm with you. When I reviewed it, I was like, that was the one Fred Minnick went nuts over. This year, it's the 2021 8-year. He went, if you watch his review, he went bonkers over it. So I was like, I gotta get that.
right.
And I was able to get a bottle, and I was like, oh, it's not anything that would knock my socks off. But I guess if you like that flavor profile, like Ed, totally different thing. But
Yeah, it had like a lot of spice, and it had some like ethanol that made me think it was younger, and so that's why I preferred the Remus.
That's interesting because I didn't get any of the ethanol. I got the spice, and I got more ethanol on the Remus.
Weird. Maybe you switched up your samples.
It was 1 and 2, Ed. 1 and 2.
He's on the last one.
All right, you ready for 2 and 3?
3 and 4, you mean?
That's what I mean.
So, and who's the one that's switching?
Dang it!
samples?
Walked right into that.
Jeez Louise.
So I'm really interested to see what you guys think about these two. I got to check my picture and make sure I've got the right order.
Yeah, you're over here just messing up the index key.
I know when I pulled them out, I was like, man, there is some dark juice in these bottles.
I sent you guys some hitters.
Oh, yeah. Well, so far you're 2 for 2.
All right.
Unlike the Cardinal. Hey, I know right now my chops would be getting busted if it was the other way around.
Oh, man, I wouldn't stop. Yep.
Hey, Lance, you remember when Ed thought 100 proof bourbon was 120?
Wow, he's funny.
I do.
Yeah, that Old Fitz, is that an Elijah Craig barrel proof?
Sure. Whatever you want. I mean,
yeah, Brett, Old Fitz bonded is still good. It's still good. I don't mind paying. I think I paid, you guys are gonna kill me. I paid $75 for it, I think.
oh my God.
I don't mind paying that, but if I paid $600, I would not be happy.
No,
Yeah,
no way. Not even close.
Yeah,
So-
I thought it was okay, but I thought it was like a again, it reminded me of like a Booker's. Like it wasn't. I didn't think it was anything like crazy, but
Yeah.
So somebody around here has got some real deep pockets because remember, I think I told you guys about that CYPB was going for $600. Yeah, it's not in the case anymore.
Yeah, they'll sell it, man. It's crazy.
Jesus, who's dropping? I mean, that's just nuts.
Well, there's levels to this game.
Yeah, well, I'm not to the S level like on the
No,
bourbon.
me either.
Did you watch that video?
I did. I had no idea what that was.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
But
I'm too old.
My son's a giant video gamer, so I'm gonna have to ask him about that whole thing when I see him this weekend.
Ben probably knows what it is.
Probably.
What is? Sorry.
Did you see the tier system Bourbon Junkies did for Buffalo Trace?
Oh, I saw that. That's a popular thing that's going around.
Is it? I had never heard of it.
Yeah. It's not in bourbon so much, more so like, famous people on YouTube kind of like ranking stuff and
okay.
Like the, I don't even know what it stands for, to be honest. I guess Supreme. I don't know. The Supreme tier.
Gotcha.
Best.
How are the Bearcats doing, Michelle?
Last time I looked, it was 10-0. So they're playing at home. So against Tulsa, I think, unranked. So we should be okay.
All right.
I tell you what, Nipper, where the Bearcats play at night, is beautiful.
Is it really?
Right in the middle of campus. You know?
Is that a turf or a grass field?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. But it's
Aaron
just
in the chat. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Aaron.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Michelle. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay. I am in love with these 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. I love 3 so much.
Do you?
Find out what it is.
I actually like 4. A little better.
I'm in Michelle's camp here. This 3.
I think I know what 4 is. I think I might have 4, but I don't
I'm in Michelle's camp on this too.
I'm excited about number 3. Tell me what it is.
I'm just going to sit here and smell this. I'm not even going to drink it. This is fabulous. That's good.
You guys have any guesses on proof?
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to follow Ben.
Man.
I get some nuttiness, not necessarily like peanut nuttiness out of 3. That I just don't typically enjoy like any type of nuttiness in bourbon. So that's why I think I like.
Ben, it's really interesting you say that because I've had this a couple times and I love it. And I only got nuttiness this time. After what we just previously had is the first time I got nuttiness. I normally on this get like some almost like a characteristic I get on Madeira finished bourbons. It almost tasted like it was finished a little bit to me. I'll let you know it's not, but
I mean, to me, it's gingerbread. Like,
yeah.
It's almost like Christmas in a bottle.
It's definitely like, yeah.
That's a good yes. And then on the finish, in the palate, for me, it's more like cashews than it is peanuts. It's like that creamier cashew nut, kind of subtle, not real.
It's oily too. It tastes oily.
Yeah.
I think this is like Christmas. I love this one.
Yeah, I love this one too.
I'm done. 3's it. 3's winner.
3's your winner.
For sure.
I'm gonna guess after Ben though for proof.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is like cardamom, black cardamom.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. Brett is saying 3 is stag. I don't think it's stag.
I don't think
I never
so.
get like a nutty, like a doughy nuttiness.
And I don't get that cola dark cherry that I get on like Stag or Stag Junior.
Both Stag Junior and George T. Stag both have like a drying aspect that I don't necessarily get on that.
What do you think on the proof, Ed?
Oh man, that's it's so good and so oily and viscous. I think it's a lot higher proof than I think it is. So I'm going to go in about the 112 range is where I'm going, but I think it's higher. But I'm going to stick with that.
It's not that Power Bourbon. This is not finished.
Yeah, number 3, I do get a lot of like nuttiness.
What do you think on the proof, Michelle?
110.
110
Yeah.
on both.
Number 3.
Okay. Oh, you guys are on 3. You haven't had 4. Ed's just living in 3 the rest of the show.
So good. That is so good.
What do you say? Alton Brown. Brett said Alton Brown
Aged
aged eggnog. No, I've been
eggnog.
wanting to do that. Have you guys ever done that? His recipe?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's like I think you age it for like months.
What?
Yeah, it's a bourbon eggnog. I think you age it for months, and it doesn't go bad or anything. You can search the recipe. It's all over online.
Have you done it?
No, I've never done it. I've been tempted to because I like eggnog in very small quantities. I can't drink a lot of it, but
like December 25th, and that's it.
Exactly. It seems like a lot of work for one night for this much, but
exactly.
That's like all of exquisite cooking. That's like
that's true,
right?
All that work just for
Brett has some aging now.
Oh,
yeah. Send samples.
Brett will be at the meetup.
Bring
it, Brett. It'll go along good with that jambalaya.
Yeah. It won't be aged yet, probably. Barrel aged eggnog.
Are you guys on to 4?
So what did you say for 3?
For 3 for proof, I was thinking. I think like 112.
112. Is that what Ed said?
Yes.
You're not gonna under or overcut it by
sorry.
1. Go 111.
You asshole. You are an asshole, Ryan. I swear to God. They do this. It happens all the time, Michelle. It's the nature of this channel.
I think it means they love you, Ed.
I'm gonna go 114.
Oh, okay. All right. You guys aren't too far off on that one.
Okay, that's good. So now what do you want us to do? Number 4? Describe it?
Go to number 4, and then we'll decide which one you like better.
They're different beasts completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get a lot more fruitiness on 4,
Yeah,
which is why I like it more.
It's floral, like passion fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Tropical, even like a Niagara grape. Have you ever had like a Niagara grape? Very floral white grape.
Speaking of grapes, have you ever had those funky cotton candy grapes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are those crazy flavor people.
You weren't in charge of that, were you, Michelle?
Yeah, did you go around with a syringe injecting grapes? I mean,
I think they just sit in a vat of flavor.
they must.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of those things at all. My daughter loves them.
I'm thinking number 4 is Buffalo Trace.
Mm.
Wrong, right?
I'm not gonna say anything yet.
So rummy.
I get a much longer finish on 4.
Or maybe Makers.
You think this is weeded too?
I think it's, yeah. I don't know. Here's what I think. I think it's either one of those cast strength Makers or E.H. Taylor.
Okay.
Ooh.
Completely different end of the spectrum, but I'm going 118 on that.
118. Okay.
I'm going.
Are you good? Are you good on time, Michelle?
Yeah. So far,
Okay.
so good.
Okay.
If you don't mind me being here.
No.
Not.
I don't want to overstay my welcome.
You're not at all.
Definitely not. If anyone's
I love hearing your notes because we give the same notes all the time. You're coming in with all these new notes that I've never even
Passion
tasted.
fruit.
Yeah.
What was the grape one you said?
Niagara.
Yeah.
I'm saying about 10, 108, 109 on number 4.
Okay. You like how Ben waits till the end? He's hedging his bets. Sees what you guys do.
Always.
I'm focused. That's what it is. I'm very focused. Whenever I drink bourbon, I let it, like, pretty much with everything, I let it sit in the glass for like 10 minutes. And so sometimes with these, like, I feel like I need to like let it sit a little bit longer and open up. It almost throws me off if I drink something like right away, right out of the glass, like, or right out of the bottle, right out of the sample. So
Have you seen that new series that Jason's doing now called the Double Drum
Double bass?
or Double Bass? Yeah.
I didn't see today's though.
Oh,
That's why I
today's a
dropped one
good
today.
one, man. You'll have to watch that. That's good.
Because that's the one we've been raving about. He did the Cooper's Craft against what was he? What is it?
Taylor Small Batch.
Oh wow.
It I thought for sure I knew which way he would go with it. And I thought it would be real easy for him because his palate and nose is pretty fabulous. And I was pretty shocked. Yeah, I won't give it away. I want you to see it, but it's pretty cool.
I just bought his 2 barrel picks for the meetup. They're bullet picks, but they're 11-year 4 roses.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, he said they're fantastic.
I'm gonna make an adjustment on number 3. I think I know. I think I know what this is. I'm gonna guess 109.
109. Okay.
And can I guess what I think the bottle is?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's Maker's, like a Maker's cast strength.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but I think I get like a note in there.
It's minus 5 points for wrong bottle guess.
Well, I was already going to lose to Michelle, so I'll take it. I'll take it. That's my gamble.
I'm teasing.
Geez, now I'm getting like French toast smell on number 3. Oh, 3's fabulous.
Yeah, that's spices.
Yeah, it does have like Christmas spices to it. So,
So good.
so we won't do age on this one. So, Ed, which one do you like better, 3 or 4? 3.
We're not doing age because it's Maker's. It doesn't have an age statement.
What do you think, Michelle? Which one do you like better?
I love 3.
3. What do you think, Ben?
I actually prefer number 4. I think it has more of a finish, and it's got a little more fruitiness, which I enjoy.
All right. Does anyone have any bottle guesses besides Ben? On 3.
No, I don't.
Nope.
I think I know what 4 is.
All right, you ready for 3?
Oh, dang
wow.
it. I have that bottle.
I know you do.
Golly.
So, Michelle, if you don't know, this is Pursuit United. These guys do a podcast. It's one of the most popular bourbon podcasts, and they started their own bourbon line. So this is not allocated, but it is a little tricky where it's distributed to in markets. So for our market, it's only like available in like the biggest chain stores, so Benny's or whatever. I think it was $65.
Wow.
It's really good.
It is so good, and I don't know that I've seen a whole lot of people talk about it too much yet. But to me, it's one of my favorite releases of the year so far.
What's the proof?
So the proof is 108.
Oh.
108.
It makes me feel better about my Maker's guess.
Yeah. Now you're feeling confident?
That's crazy. I've never, like I said, I have that bottle and I've never gotten that like nutty doughiness that I was getting on it.
Yeah, that's why it's so cool to taste those blind, because you just never know. So yeah, Darren, Benny's had them. I know you're local, so if you see them at Benny's, I wish I would have grabbed a backup bottle. If I see another bottle, I'm grabbing it because it's so good.
That is so good. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I love that. It's nice.
Is this Buffalo Trace number 4?
I thought you said Makers.
No. That was for 3.
Oh, that was for 3. 4. Okay. All right. So you ready for 4?
Yeah.
That's,
antique.
When
Yep.
Michelle was talking about the grape note, I got
Yep.
that, and I got like that dusty bubble gum.
Yeah, and we talk about getting a grape note in Buffalo Trace products all the time. Like, so
I can maybe share a little bit of insight there. I don't know. I spent a lot of time doing cask finishes on at work for different like low end wines. And so I've spent a lot of time studying American oak versus French oak. So American oak, which is what, all the bourbons are aged in, is rummy. It's super rummy. And so the same compounds that we use to make rum flavors are the same compounds we use to make grape.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So ethyl acrylate, ethyl propionate, ethyl isovalerate, those are all very common in rum and they're very common in grape. So for some reason, the Buffalo Trace products to me are very American oak, AKA grapey.
Yeah.
So you kind of get that right away. Like I, for some reason, thought it was E.H. Taylor, but I felt like it was a Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Because of those grape notes.
I can usually pick out Buffalo Trace products, and Ed and I always talk about this bottle I had of Eagle Rare that was like grape Kool-Aid. It was, the grape notes were insane.
It was ridiculous.
I almost wonder, like, the cooperage and that, like, you don't hear a lot about that. Just Buffalo Trace proprietary barrels, I don't know, because that's where all the flavors coming from. But
what I wound up with was just straight up Buffalo Trace tonight. And now that I'm smelling that glass, I do get that more grape kind of note.
Yeah.
But
I was
all
way
right.
Roof on this one.
So it is 4-2. Non-allocated bottles are winning.
Yeah, I like the 107 more.
Yeah. Well, oh no, Ed picked one allocated. You picked one allocated.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's move on to 5 and 6.
5 and 6. All right. I'm keeping 3 in the glass because that stuff is fire. Oh my!
I am interested for this because I have not tasted these side by side, so I have no idea what's coming on this one. I'm interested to find out though. What's everybody in the chat drinking tonight?
So what's something that you guys have been surprised by recently that you've been drinking?
Well, mine was that Bourbon Pursuit or Pursuit United. That blew me away. That's why I wanted to share it with you guys. I thought it was so good. But I never got the nuttiness like you talked about till tonight.
I'm pleasantly surprised in Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. I really like that bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had it next to JTS Brown?
I don't have a bottle with me, but I would like to compare that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get JTS Brown here for like $15.
Yeah, I bought it in
so similar.
I bought it in Indiana for 12.
Did you really?
Yes. I bought. Yeah, it was 13. It was $12.99, so $12.95. But yeah, and I had never seen the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond in Indiana, and then it just showed up here. It's everywhere, and I thought I'm going to grab one, and I was pleasantly surprised with it.
Nice. Power Bourbon's drinking Kirkland Bottled and Bond. How is that, Power Bourbon?
So if it is because apparently it's sourced from Barton, so it's basically 1792. 1792 Bottled and Bond is very good.
Yeah, it is.
Being like a sub $50 bottle, especially if you can get store picks.
I'm curious how close they are. I have a 1792 Bottled and Bond. I should go pick up a Kirkland Bottled and Bond. I could put both of those in the advent calendar.
That would be awesome.
So right off the bat, number 5, I liked better than 6. It had this like unique sweet note that I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah, Richard, Bowman port finish is good.
That is
good.
good.
It is good
Yeah.
stuff.
Both of these to me are very floral. More so than the first 4 that we've had.
Darren said he's killing a bottle of Blanton's.
Huh, good. With a shotgun or drinking it?
He's mixing it with Coke.
That's awesome.
Aaron's drinking last of a Woodinville pick. Awesome.
Oh, there you go, Aaron. So I did a similar type setup with Power Bourbon, and
Yeah.
they sent 3 $200 samples, basically,
Okay.
and then 3. I think it was all 90 proof bourbons all the way across. It was 90-ish proof. And so they sent 3 that were around $200 and then 3 that were around, I don't know, they were $40, $50 bottles. And the
Okay.
2 that we put in the bottom, all of us, there was me, Derek, another one of their Patreons, and then Chuck, Brian, and TJ. And the 2 we put in the bottom were Michter's 10 and Blanton's.
Really?
All of us.
I'm not surprised. Now, I bet if you had a beginner drinker, those would have ranked higher, though.
Mhm.
You know, maybe.
It's tough blinding stuff like Bland's because it's such a low proof that.
Well, they were all 90, right?
They were all
But-
90. We were proofing them every.
Oh,
bourbon
that's
we had
right.
was
That's right.
90.
I watched that live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a
Yeah.
good time. And that Widow Jane was he said that he likes the Kirkland better.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy because that stuff comes in like a liter for
Yeah.
pretty cheap. What do you thinking, Michelle?
Some high octane here.
Oh.
Yeah, we upped her a little bit on this one.
Number 5 is high.
You said you needed practice with higher proofs. There you
Yeah.
go.
Like my lips are numb.
Yeah. I almost like our celebratory pour for you. I almost did that ahead of this. So I hope I'm not like blowing your guys' palates out.
No. I mean, these are good. I have very distinct preference.
You do? On which one you like better?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ben, you're 5 for sure.
For sure. On the
There's-
nose, I get like
there's-
this like dusty grape bubblegum note that I really like. Number 6, I'm getting like a nuttiness. It's out of like every single one of these, I've gotten one that's had like some nuttiness.
Yeah, and you're just not a crazy fan of the nuttiness.
Number 6
It's like
smells like a library, like an old book, like papyrus, paper,
Yeah.
are you talking about 6?
Yeah.
like a wine cellar.
See, I love that though. If I
Yeah.
get those kind of notes, oh, I love it.
I'm almost getting like a very old candy corn that was like rubbed along a saloon floor.
So specific.
It reminds me of like a Butterfinger that's stuck in a book.
Oh, Butterfinger note. I like that one.
Yeah.
Hey Darren, is that that bottle of Blanton's that you said needs a shotgun? Is that the one I tipped you off on at Schnucks? If it is, I agree. That was not a good bottle of Blanton's.
Really?
Yeah. So it was one of those duds that tasted way younger. I think didn't taste as old.
I'm guessing number 5 is Buffalo Trace.
Did you just say 6, Ed?
131.
No, number 5's got a little heat, got a little punch to it compared
Oh
to
yeah.
I'm going
I mean-
high on that one.
Yeah, number 5's giving me a full blown Kentucky hug.
Yeah. Number 6,
Ooh, 6. 6's nose is really nice. Man, that's good.
It reminds me of like a Knob Creek pick, number 6.
Oh,
Yeah, I could definitely see that, Ben.
You could definitely see it because it is.
I'm not saying. I don't want to sway Ed. Here's Knob Creek. He's picking it no matter what.
Right. Inferior palates. We don't want to give them a hint.
oh, whoops, sorry. Did I?
Yeah, number 5 is very good. Yeah, it's got again that like dusty grape note.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I get like
And almost like a lavender.
What?
You get rum.
Number 5, I get a lot of rum, and then I get vanilla extract.
It's so cool hearing like other people's tasting notes and,
Yes,
and
it
where
is.
what dots you've connected.
Let me break out shocker alert, Lance. I like 6 better.
You like 6 better.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Not by, I mean, not as drastic as 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. 6 just a little bit. It's a little less like, I don't know. The finish to me is longer on 6.
So I do like the finish on 6. To me, it has like this like waxy note that I get on like Knob Creek and Booker's.
Like you would get on like a walnut or something, like that waxiness.
Kind of. It's almost like a standalone waxiness. Like
Which one do you like better, Michelle?
I like 5 a lot.
You like 5?
Yeah.
You're 5 too?
5 and it's not even close.
Okay. I didn't know Michelle's palate, but I kind of figured on you two for sure. All right, you ready for number 5?
Yeah.
Are we guessing it?
Any bottle guesses? Go for bottle guesses if you want.
I'm going E.H. Taylor. Whatever is 131 proof.
Just fire.
Or it's a Buffalo Trace, I think.
Yeah, no joke, Aaron. No
That's
joke.
right, Aaron. No bottle guesses. Michelle says Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Okay.
On 5? Is that what
Yep,
you're
on 5.
on 5? Yeah, I might have to kind of lean in that. I might lean Buffalo Trace too. Yeah, it's a little floral, but it's still. I get like a powdered sugar, not real sweet, but just like the powdery scent of powdered sugar.
That's what makes me think of like when I say like a dusty bubble gum, like
Yeah, like the Big League Chew kind of.
that's not dusty and like a like a dusty brick house, more of like
the
dusted, maybe it's dusted bubble gum.
Like the original Big League Chew, not any of the flavor, just the regular. Yeah.
Darren says, so true. Finally, an expert on this channel.
All right, it's unacceptable.
I'll accept
it. Yeah.
Getting all kinds of love, Michelle. See, I told you it was going to be just fine.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
All right, you ready for the reveal?
Yeah.
Yep. On 5 or on both? Are you just doing 5?
I'll do 5 first.
Yeah.
Ben hasn't guessed a bottle, but.
And you didn't. Oh, okay.
I think it's kind of unfair. I feel like it's E.H. Taylor barrel proof.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Oh, which one?
That's
I
batch
didn't even think about
14.
Stag.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah. Now this was one of my what I wasn't crazy about this batch. I think there's a lot better batches out there. It's still good. Don't get me wrong, but the proof on this is 128.4.
That's
I was in Michelle's camp. I'm like, That's 130 proofer right there. That baby's got some punch.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I have batch 14, and again, like putting it in a blind, it actually it tastes better than I remember it.
And I don't get any, man, that is the most off profile of all the stags that you've sent us and the stags that I've had. That's the most off profile to me that I've tasted.
I think it's because of it being in this lineup like this. Like I think that to me this smells like significantly better than my bottle.
All right. So on sample 6, what's your guess on proof?
Oh, that's 124.
That one's old for me. Like it has a lot of age, so I can't tell if it's.
So it's good. It's older than the first one. Or 5. 6 is older than 5, I believe.
I'm going to throw out a bottle guess when Michelle's done with her proof.
All right, here it is for proof. $124.
Now you don't want to undercut or overcut Ed. He went 124.
Oh,
So,
he did?
Yeah. This is what we do.
Michelle, they all wait for me to go, and then one goes one higher and one lower, and then I'll.
Is it like Price is Right? I can say down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go higher.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 120.
120.
My bottle guess is this is Knob 12 cast strength. That's
what'd you say? Knob Creek.
Knob Creek 12-year cast strength.
Okay.
I'm going to say
That's a
it's
good guess.
I've never had.
Okay.
I've never had.
Fabulous.
I didn't even think about the knob 12 cast strength. I thought I was just thinking of like an older knob pick.
So just remember, it's allocated versus not allocated. And I think the Knob Creek cast strengths are allocated, right? Or are they not?
That's basically
The
him.
cast strength, it is like that close. Yeah.
It's pretty much, you can't find it.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Kentucky.
So this, since you had Stag, this would be the non-allocated one.
Oh. So
I'll tell you this, it's a $40 to $50 bottle.
I mean, that makes me think my knob pick.
Hey, Michelle, Power Bourbon says 2 important questions: Skyline or Gold Star?
Oh, I like Gold Star.
Nice.
And I do like Geta. Yes.
So my former boss he's a Bearcat alum. He grew up in Cincinnati, and he was a Skyline guy, but I have to agree. I don't like that cinnamony flavor of Skyline. Funky.
It is spicier. It tastes like potpourri.
Yeah.
I know. It must be acquired.
I'm not a fan. So they're Skyline guys.
All right. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah.
Go.
All right, go ahead. Yep.
Knob Creek, 9-year single barrel. So
I was about to say I got like this like a slight black licorice note that I get on Knob Creek stuff.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, you guys were all over both of those as far as distillery, like Buffalo Trace and this being Knob Creek. Yeah, Ed, you were right on. I think Ben nailed the proof. He said 120. It's 120 proof. But yeah, I think this is like such a good $40 to $50 bottle that just sits on the shelves that nobody talks about very much.
And let's not talk about it, because then us guys that like Jim Beam can find it. But no, you're right. I mean, it gets so overlooked.
Yeah.
It's fantastic bourbon.
Now, if you're not into those peanut notes, you're not going to like it that much. But I think it's such a fantastic bottle.
I've got a bottle. I've got an old label, Knob Creek, and it has none of the nutty notes and just all like fruit, and it's I love it.
Really?
Yeah, it's before they started. It was the label, like 2 labels before that one, or maybe 1 label. I don't remember, but it's it's an older label when they had the real terrible wax that just crumbled into like freaking cornbread.
Yeah. So if you were I know, Michelle, you said you're not really an avid bourbon drinker, or are you an avid bourbon drinker?
So what happened for me, I am now.
Right.
What happened for us is, I'd always just had Woodford. I knew a little bit about bourbon. I would always just get a Woodford Manhattan or Woodford Old Fashioned, and that was good enough. And then when the pandemic hit, the kids started to be homeschooled, and both my husband and I were working at home. And one morning we ran out of cereal. So I ran to Kroger as fast as I could, and there was a line formed by the liquor store. And I was like, what's going on here? Are they giving away something? And they were like, no, we're getting our deliveries. Supposedly we're getting Blanton's today. So I got in line, and, I ended up coming home with $24 bottle of Weller Special Reserve.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, $24.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
It's such a good starter bourbon too.
Yeah, it really is.
So like midweek, I'm like making dinner, and I look over and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have some bourbon tonight. And I poured it, and I was like, okay, this is really good.
That's so funny. You lucked out picking such a good starter bourbon of all the stuff out there.
Right.
And you didn't know anything about it?
No.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And then so I decided that I was going to go and wait in line every week. And so the next week I go wait in line, and the guy in front of me got the last bottle of Eagle Rare. And then the guy wanted the box. He's like, can I have the box? And the lady's like, yeah, you can have the box. I'm like, someone wants a box? Like, what is so special about Eagle Rare? And so I ended up going home that day with Kentucky Owl. And that was like $120. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. But I loved it. I thought that was so awesome. It was really balanced, But then I'm like, for $24, I could have Weller. I'm like, oh.
Right.
And then the third week I go back and I got a bottle of Eagle Rare. And then I was like, all right, game on. I love this stuff. So, and then someone told me in line on Mondays, you can go to another liquor store, and they open a half hour later. So I would go to the Kroger, wait in line, get whatever, and then go drive across town, wait in line. So I'd say I've been into bourbon, nothing like you guys and all these bottles, but I've been like tasting and really enjoying for maybe just a year.
That's awesome.
Well,
you did very good for not knowing much about it when you dipped your toes, or you jumped in the rabbit hole, I should say. So.
Yeah.
And, like you guys said, you meet such cool people, and,
Yeah.
You're going out to dinner with clients, and, someone likes bourbon, you automatically have something in common. You start talking, it's like, it brings people together. I think that's what you said, Lance. It's like a conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And it's true. So it's like a lifelong hobby now.
Yeah. It's, I always said, like, I think I told you my story, Michelle, how I got into fitness and lost a bunch of weight, and then started fitness groups on Facebook. And that was a conduit for me forming a lot of good relationships. And I still have all those relationships, but then this was just an even bigger conduit. And I just love everything about meeting people and the relationships formed around bourbon. So it's just fantastic.
Yeah. And I love the bourbons tonight. This is fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for sending them.
Yeah, well, let's pour the celebratory pour, and I won't make you guys do this one blind. I'll tell you guys what it is, so we can just sit back and enjoy it and wish Michelle the best as the one with the star on it.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is the one we're tasting tonight, guys.
All right.
E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
Oh, yes. I was looking forward to this. I'm like, I may never taste this again. You never know.
This is in I had this. I tell this on the review I did, but I had this in a blind. We were doing barrel strength blinds at a bar. They had 9 pours, and this one, hands down, for me,
Wow.
it is one of the best bourbons I've had, and it's taken me 4 years to get a bottle. So, so I was excited to share with you guys because this is probably the only bottle I'll never pay secondary for it. So, for me to get this bottle, I'm super excited about.
That is awesome.
I'm going to compare it to the Stag that I have in here.
There's so many berry notes in it that I just love. Michelle, what would you guess the proof at on this? Have you looked? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
You don't have any clue?
I guess 129.
You're pretty
That's
darn
really good.
close. It's really close. It's 127. 127.3.
You know when you hear people or a product that says triple berry,
Yeah.
that's what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
All like blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, all kind of mixed into one.
Yeah, it's not like, well, it is dark. It is kind of dark, but not like Stag Junior dark.
No, I'll tell you what, that Pursuit pour was pretty dark.
Oh, that stuff is dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
that stuff's good.
So, Michelle, cheers to you.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Congrats
Michelle.
on winning. We don't have to go yet. I just wanted to make sure I cheers to you and said congrats. I'm so excited to watch you in the finals.
We're in your camp for sure.
I appreciate that, guys. Again, thank you so much, Lance, for having me on, sending samples. I'm very excited to join the crew, the Patreon group, and
yeah. Well, you come on the channel anytime you want. So
absolutely.
What are your notes on this? Just out of curiosity.
There's something in here that's very, very unique, like mid to finish. I can't think of what it is. It's very special. There's something like sweet brown that I can't put my finger on. Sorghum? I don't know, molasses or sorghum?
Oh, okay. I could see a little molasses in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like there's some sweet like turbinado sugar, like raw cane sugar.
It's really sweet, right?
Her nose is so ridiculous.
It's one of those moments where you think you know a lot about something and then you're like, oh, I can pick up notes, and you're hearing words that you've never heard before. I'm like, all right, I don't know what that is, so I don't know what that smells like.
We never stood a chance. Never had a chance.
It's like a real caveman thing that I'm doing. I'm like, that's caramel. She's over here saying words I don't know.
All you have to do is say it quickly and people will believe it.
What do you think, Ed? You like this one?
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
so I just saw, I think E.H. Taylor barrel proof's like going, what's it going for, Ben? I think I saw one for $700 or $800 on secondary, which is crazy.
Yeah, because this one's batch 10, and batch 10 like came out of the gate at like 700.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it for 74. So.
The craziest thing is people.
That's so awesome.
People are, because since GTS or George T. Stagg, since they're not doing a release this year, people are now, for the 2020 release, instead of paying $850, which is what people were normally paying, they're paying like $1,200 now.
Yeah, I saw that. That's so stupid. It was dumb at $800.
Oh yeah. But it's crazy. I mean, people are paying that much money for a bottle of it.
So what? Yeah, Darren, you can have a sample, buddy. Just come on over anytime, man. Anytime you want.
I do think it's strawberry, like strawberry.
Strawberry, yeah.
I was thinking raspberry. That was like the thing that came to me, like a raspberry tart.
Yeah, it definitely has a sweet dark berry or red berry note that's really unique. I've never tasted a bourbon like this.
Yeah, what I love about it is with Stag Junior and Stag are one of my favorites, but those are like darker notes. and the finish almost fights you. It kicks you around the room. And this is just, I mean, there's a lot of barrel spice, but I don't get like I feel like my chest is going to cave in on itself, you know? The finish is just so nice to me.
I almost get, as I let it sit on my tongue, I get like a berry cobbler kind of, as it just sits there, and I get brown sugars, and I'm with Ben. Mine's more like raspberry-ish, but oh man,
That's
this
a
thing
note
coats,
that I love.
Yeah.
this thing coats the tongue for days.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. I mean, it's when it exits, it's just so you know, with grace and
Yeah, in my review, I said it just caresses you.
yeah,
Pretty much.
it is really, really a
Whereas
beautiful
Stag Junior is just like wham.
That's what Knob Creek Single Barrel does. Is like, how do you like that?
Yeah, and this just kind of lays you down. Just
Yeah.
lays you down nice and gentle.
awesome.
Oh, this will put you to sleep, all right.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
it will. It will.
So just a real quick note, Michelle. That day I went over and did the bourbon hunting with Lance. There was a picture. I think I still have it. We have about 25 or 30 bottles spread all over his kitchen table. I mean, between the bottles that we bought, some that Lance had, and Lance doesn't remember me leaving.
It was a bad night, Michelle.
No, but the day was, I mean, it was epic. That's where I bought the probably the best bang for my buck, flavor wise bottle of bourbon I've ever had. That was at Freddie No Pick. Freddie No Single Barrel Knob Creek.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good for
So-
you. That's awesome.
So, Michelle, what was your favorite one of the night?
The star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Star was your favorite?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Wow.
But overall, I really, really liked number 3.
Which is awesome because that's when you can find.
Okay.
Can you buy liquor online?
I can't get anything shipped to Ohio.
Because I think Sealbox has them.
Okay.
So if you know anyone like in another state that can get it for you,
Yeah.
or whatever, that you can get those online still.
Can you get Seal Box, Ben? In Texas?
Texas is real
Texas is real strict. They pay lobbyists a lot of money.
Yeah,
You ain't doing shit in Texas.
no, absolutely not. We can't buy liquor on Sundays. It's a day for the Lord.
What about you, Ed? What was your favorite pour?
Man,
That's a hard one for you, isn't it?
Well,
I put a lot of nutty stuff in there for you.
you did.
You really did, yeah.
I think I honestly think 3 was number 1.
Yeah.
It was so freaking good. And then
So you take 3 over E.H. Taylor? I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious.
I would. I would. No, I would. That was so everything about that was so good. And then probably, and it wouldn't matter what you poured me of either one of them. It was either E.H. Taylor or that Old Fitz.
Yeah, you really like that.
I really like that one.
Yeah. What about you, Ben?
I'm trying to decide what I think about the E.H. Taylor barrel proof.
Michelle, Aaron said you can go across the river to Party Source to find many things.
Oh.
Is that in Covington?
Yeah, I think it's right. Yeah, it's right across the bridge.
Newport? Okay.
I gotta time it right because I think there's so many like sharks that figure out when to be and where.
Oh, Michelle, they follow the trucks. They're out of control.
It's the worst.
But that's the good thing about that one. It's not allocated. So I think if your stores carries it, I mean, the only thing they were limited on distribution because they're not like a big brand. They're kind of like Barrel Company in that they source a lot of stuff, blend it, and then. But if they had I don't know if they had a deal with Party Source, like here, you could only get it at Benny's. Like it was not distributed to any small stores, and a lot of the small stores were pissed. But it was just like a bigger, like Benny's is like ABC or ABC Liquors or Specs or something like that. So
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Ben. Yeah, I mean, this
So,
has been-
so that's the Bourbon Pursuit podcast, right?
yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love
Yep.
those guys. They do a great job.
They did amazing on that blend. I mean, I know they worked on it for years, and I think they did just a fantastic job. Hey, Ben, when you come over in a couple weeks, we're gonna have some of this one.
Oh,
I'm excited.
I'm just
What do
trying
you-
to make Ed mad.
Do you think the birthday bourbon is better than the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof?
Oh man, it's such different flavors.
They are different. Yeah, they are
Yeah,
different. But if you had
it's-
to pick one,
If I had to pick one, I think I would go E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. And that's not saying anything bad against the Old Forester. It's just like I'm not a huge fan on banana notes. Like banana isn't my thing a lot of times, and that's like bananas with cherries and then like burnt brown sugar. The Old Forester birthday bourbon. It's fantastic. Like a lot of people will absolutely love it. It's a really, really good bourbon. But if I'm like what I'm in the mood for, I mean, I'm a former fat kid. I'm like, give me sweet berries all day.
it's funny. So I went back to the Stag Junior, and it's like it's still good, but it's like the difference between college and professional. Like it's like you can very quickly tell like this is not the same.
Yeah. So what Stag Junior is like 6 years, right? 6 years old.
It's like I think it's a blend of like 6 to 8.
6 to 8,
somewhere in that
yeah.
range.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think I'm going to sign off now.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Michelle.
Oh,
Yeah,
Michelle,
man.
thanks a lot.
It was great. It was
it
nice
was-
meeting you, Ben.
It was nice meeting you too.
It was fun meeting you, Ed.
You don't have to lie to him.
That's the perfect way to put that.
What's the score of the beer? What's the
Yeah,
score
you're
of the-
welcome anytime, Michelle.
You guys are great. Like I said, I really appreciate just you guys sending me this and then just being so inviting and letting me make wild guesses and use
What?
passion.
They definitely were not wild.
Wild.
You're way
you
too
did
humble.
Dialed in guesses right there. Those aren't. There's nothing wild about any of those.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, we'll definitely be cheering you on, and if they air it live, I think they will. The finals.
Okay.
We'll be in the chat for sure, saying "Go
Oh, yeah.
Michelle, go Michelle."
All right. And then I'll follow you guys too when you're in your what's it called? A hangout or meetup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meet up. We'll do it on the YouTube channel.
All
so.
right. Well, have a great time and thank you guys so much.
Nice
I
meeting
Hi,
you,
appreciate
Michelle.
it.
Good
Okay,
luck.
Thanks.
That was fun. She's awesome.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude. Her nose is ridiculous.
Yeah, we never had a chance, man.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No way.
It's crazy too because she's not a huge bourbon drinker,
Right?
But she
Mhm.
was, yeah. It's just like, I mean, yeah. It was crazy. Like when she was talking about the the dairy and milk note, I was just like,
That-
I've never thought of that ever. But it was like once I started thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's
And
fair.
she was like, "Oh yeah, this has got to be weeded because of that." And I was like, "Wow, I've never thought of that."
Right?
That was cool.
it's funny. So through this whole lineup, I think I picked all the allocated stuff.
You did, I think you did.
I think you did.
See, who's the tater now?
Exactly.
The thing I think that tips the scale is the value aspect. For me, the value is a big thing. And
Yeah.
so it's like once you can think about like, okay, what does it typically go for on secondary? And I use secondary a lot as a value system because it's like you're never going to find it on the shelf. So retail
Right.
is irrelevant. But yeah,
Right.
I mean,
so like the first two was Remus and Old Fitz 8. That's $80 versus what's secondary? 500, let's say.
actually that one, I picked the Remus.
You did pick the Remus on that
Yep.
one. Yep, that's true.
Ed
That's
was
true,
the
and-
tater.
And then the
I was
second one
thinking- Yep.
was Pursuit United, which is 65. What's Weller 107 go for? That's not outrageous, is it?
It's $100. Pretty
Yeah.
standard.
It depends though, because like Aaron can get that thing at $40 all day
Yeah.
in Ohio.
Yeah.
That was
That's
a trick.
that's the one
That was
thing
a
I'm jealous
tricky
about.
one. That was a tricky one, but I wanted to at least show like exactly what Ben said. These aren't that far off. Like, allocated versus non-allocated. none of them won outright. Like,
right.
But actually, it all tied. Like there were 5 allocated votes and 5 non-allocated votes.
Wow.
So it tied. So you know, people that get mad, which was I used to be that person about not finding allocated stuff. There's a lot of good stuff on the shelf still.
No joke.
Right.
That's funny that you put the. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I was gonna say that, like, you look at like the first matchup, Remus, you know, you can usually find it on the shelves. It's like 70, 80, 90 bucks, but Old Fitz is like 350. And it's like, was, you know, Old Fitz 3 times as good or 3.5 times as good? It's like, absolutely not.
Right.
And like same, like the Pursuit series and the 107, those were pretty close. I like the 107 better, but it's like, you think about spending $100 or spending $65. It's like, it's, you know, I would rather probably spend the $65. And so, you know, there once you think about like the secondary value, because that's the only place you're going to really find this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it a lot easier of a judgment.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it's bourbon night. It's funny that you put 107 in here because I just watched a video they did of the drink this or that, and they had 107 against Rebel Yell 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they pick Rebel?
No, well, for their palate, they picked 107. They picked Weller. But for the value and I guess availability, they said if this is what you can find, you're not going to be disappointed. And they you know, steered people more towards the Rebel 100.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah.
Cheers, Charles. Yeah, he said OWA goes for 90 in his area. He said, "Oh, Discovery 6 is really good. I've been hearing okay things about it, so I'm interested to try it."
Yeah, I haven't. I think TJ and Chuck, they just got the Discovery 6, and TJ wasn't 100% sold on it. What?
How was the Dickel notes in it?
I don't know if it was as prominent as Chuck would like, because he freaking loves. He's a Dickel tater, if anybody is. Oh man, that Bourbon Pursuit thing is ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
See you, man. Come on. Sorry, buddy. You're out.
He hates goodbyes. He'll be back.
Oh man. So is that readily available at Benny's, that Bourbon Pursuit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I bet when we go down to Kentucky, we'll be able to find it.
Oh man. Because the more I taste it, it literally tastes like pecans and walnuts baked in a sweet bread. Not like a banana bread, just
yeah. Oh, God, dude, it's so good. I have got to get another bottle because it might be in my bourbon of the year running.
Oh, geez. And then and now that I go back to the E.H. Taylor, that's raspberry maple syrup French toast.
It's so good, right?
God, yes. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got to do our giveaway for.
Oh yeah.
For the.
I only saw 2 super chats myself.
No, there were quite a few actually. All right, so
I was listening to what is it, Carmelistic?
Yeah, what was that? I don't know what the word was.
That was so fabulous. We need to put that on a hat or something on a friggin' Glen.
Charles, we are coming to Kentucky October 22nd through the 25th.
Yep.
So we got a big place, and we'll be there for a couple days. So yeah, if you wanna meet up, hit me up, man.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna give away 2 samples of the birthday bourbon. One for our Patreon members, and then one for the super chats tonight.
Nice.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I guess Ben. Oh, there he is.
Did he come back?
Yep. We just thought you didn't like goodbyes, buddy.
No, it's okay. We'll give you a hug.
No idea. My internet. It's like the same time. It just randomly will just cut out.
You switched to my old provider, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, AT&T is the worst.
Okay, let's see here. So I was gonna do the birthday bourbon giveaway. So I'm gonna do 2 samples, one for our Patreon members, and then one for the people that super chatted today.
Nice.
So let's see. Ed, go ahead and pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Between 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
5. Oh, that's Darren Lane.
Darren, there you
Darren,
go. Buddy.
you get a sample of the birthday bourbon.
Nice.
All right. And then for Patreon members, let's do. So I took you guys out of this since I just sent you like 7 samples and some good stuff. But let's do between 1 and 23.
Ben, you're picking.
22.
22. 22. Oh, Aaron Blizzard.
Oh my God.
Aaron
That's
Blizzard,
awesome.
number 22 on the sheet. So let's see wherever it is. So
That's
That's
awesome.
fabulous. That's perfect.
that is perfect. All right, Aaron. So you're getting a sample. I'll just bring that to the meetup, buddy. And then Ben and I will have it, and poor Ed gets left out. Ed, I'll bring you a
That's the
sample.
way it should be.
I'll bring you a sample. But
Shocking. Hey, no, you bring me a bottle of the Bourbon Pursuit. I'll take that over the birthday bourbon.
yeah, you want a bottle of that too?
God, I love that.
You get that pretty frequently.
It was in Benny's, and I found it really easy. But I don't know. I haven't been back to Benny's in a little bit, so I need to grab an extra bottle.
Because you never leave Harvest Market.
That's right. Harvest Market and A1. Those are the only 2
A1,
places I shop anymore.
Well, shit. I mean, you can't beat Narav's place. That place is awesome.
Yeah. If I lived down there, I would shop there a lot more. But it's a little over an hour away.
Are you going that way on the way down?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got to take Ben by there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Ben's coming down. And Brett is riding with us. So.
Okay.
All 3 of us will go. We'll probably stop by. We'll leave pretty early, but we'll stop by Narav's because I think he's getting, well, I probably can't say. He's getting some good store picks in. Let's say that. So you guys that are going to be at the meetup, if you want those store picks, I'll send you the link. You can buy them, and then I can bring them to the meetup. I'll get them all, and then we'll just bring them all down.
Are you bringing a trailer?
We're going to need to.
Yeah,
Man.
that's gonna be a lot of bourbon that we're drinking there.
We're going to have to pace ourselves.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah. I tend to go in hot on vacations, but I'm gonna pace myself. I think Aaron's the one that we gotta tame down.
Yeah, because he's worried about all this bourbon that's over 100 proof. He's like, "You're gonna blow me out and kill me." I'm like, "You don't have to drink 9 ounces of every bottle." You know.
Ben, what was your favorite pour of the night?
Man, yeah, I think it was the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
Yeah.
It when I first tasted it, I was kind of like, I wasn't totally sure on it, but then like as it felt like it opened up more, it wasn't very close.
Yeah.
I agree with the first taste, Ben, because when I first tasted it, it was kind of like, wow, this isn't as stellar, but now you go back and wow.
I feel like it's so balanced, and it's just gorgeous to me. For my palate, hits all the right notes.
I've got a tiny bit of it left, and sometime later I'm gonna do a comparison against like a Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or something, just to see what that does. But yeah,
that'll be berries versus brown sugar.
Right?
Brown sugar caramel.
I'm super.
B520, I do get a lot of berry notes in B520.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. I've got a little bit of that one, and so yeah, I think C920 is my favorite.
Yeah.
I can't wait for those Dusty Bookers. Oh my God. Oh man, that is like got me amped up like Pappy. I mean, I can't wait for that.
It's like Christmas, isn't it, Ed?
Pretty much. I mean, I was just sitting thinking last night when you said they were dusty, I was thinking, so if they're dusty, they're probably what, in the 90s maybe?
No, I think, well, I don't know if you consider them dusty. It's always like a debate what you consider dusty. I think they're like 06, 07.
Ooh,
That's still dusty, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's all relative, but
yeah.
So that, now that I think back, and I just like cringe, because that's about the time, 07, 08, that's about the first time I ever really had Booker's, and we were drinking it. I mean, grabbing it by the neck. Just, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was it was crazy because my buddy got it as a part of a tip from two dudes that he guided when he was fly fishing. And
Nice.
what's that?
Oh, he's saying Darren and Aaron, winner, chicken dinner.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Aaron says he's going straight edge. Whatever.
straight edge.
You whatever, Aaron. Okay, bud.
Lance, out of all the bottles that you have, what would you say, not necessarily flavor profile, but just in terms of like the greatness of it, what bottle would you say compares most?
Compares most to what?
Oh, I'm sorry. The E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
Oh, probably. I mean, the stuff I get the most berry notes in are the Weller line, so it would probably be something in the Weller line. But I don't have anything. I mean, right now in my collection, if quantity of bourbon wasn't an issue, I would be reaching for the E.H. Taylor and George T. Stagg more than those are the only two bourbons I would reach for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if quantity wasn't an issue, that's what I would drink all the time. But
what is something that's lower proof that you gravitate towards more?
Let's see. So are you talking like 90 proof? Or are you talking 100 proof?
I feel like 100 to like 115 is like the sweet spot for most people.
Yeah, I really love like something that's between 100 and 110. I'm really loving. You know what's funny is I haven't been able to stop drinking the Starlight Finished Rise.
Really?
That was really good. The one you sent us.
Yeah, it's something about those. I just I almost crave them. It's weird. It's very weird. Which you know me, I'm always the one shitting on craft distilleries, and I love that stuff. I like their Rise a lot better than their bourbons. Let me think what else. Well, the Remus line I just love at a lower proof. That to me is as much flavor packed into 100 proof bourbon as I've had. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough.
Henry McKenna 10, Woodford Double Oaked, all those I really love at a lower proof. Woodford Double Oaked is probably the one I drink the most at the lowest proof. Because it's 90, right? All their stuff's 90.4 or whatever.
4, yep.
Yeah, I was I was comparing some stuff because normally one thing that I don't do enough is like compare different bourbons against each other. And I did the Russell's, I did a Russell's single barrel, I did the Pursuit series, and then I can't remember what the third one was, but the Russell's won pretty easily. And I don't drink enough of it, the Russell's single barrel. And that's one that I was just like, it's just so good. 60 bucks. You can usually find it pretty easily. It's like, that is such a good value.
That would have been a good one to throw in to this blind too.
Yeah. It's
that would beat a lot of allocated stuff.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, it beat the Pursuit series for me. The one that I have, it's a special pick. It's like an 11-year pick, but still, I mean, any pick that you grab is going to be good.
Yeah. What are you moving around over there for? What's wrong?
Probably one of the top 3 most hated players of my life just hit a 2-run homer against the Dodgers. And of all, I mean, it's like you hating the Cubs. You got to hate the Cubs. Yeah. Okay. You're a Giant fan now? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm out. Patreon's out. I'm done. Oh, Buster Posey hit a freaking 2-run homer, and it just pisses me off. Anyway.
Ben's froze. He's not ignoring you. He's just froze.
I know.
He's had a stroke.
If you want me to get in, this is crazy because I used to never drink Makers ever. I never liked it.
I'm exactly with you.
Man, I am just like
I'm in love with it.
I love the cask strength stuff.
Yeah.
And that FAE is, dude, that's so good.
FAE is good. I've got a store pick Narav did that kills the FAE in my opinion.
Really?
And the FAE is so good. Yeah.
Check out what Power just said about the Starlight Bourbon and honey casks.
I just got a Starlight Bourbon finished in honey casks. You know, a Kroger pick I will share with you guys. Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've had some Starlight honey casks and they were fantastic. Really sweet though. Like I couldn't drink a lot of it. But it was good. It was really
But
good.
I sit here and I'll do my my nightly pours or whatever, and I'm gravitating towards 101, Makers 101 or 46. Makers 46.
Yeah.
$46.
Fantastic.
Oh God.
That's a really good one. I've been killing 46 cask strength.
Oh, that's so good. So
Makers is a good one. You guys have followed the channel long enough. I wasn't crazy on Makers, and now I drink it a lot. Like I love Makers. I
find myself gravitating towards Makers more and more and more. And I don't know why. I was never, I'm more of that peanut forward bean kind of guy, but Makers lately has been my go-to.
Yeah, that's another one I could have put in this blind real easy that I think would have done good.
I thought the Pursuit series, I thought that was a Makers.
Yeah.
it had a note in there that I was like, oh, okay.
I thought that I honestly a little bit was like on number 2 on that the
Old Fitz. I
was like, that's a weeder. I wonder if that's FAE, but it had too much nutty for me to be the FAE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really nutty against the Remus to me.
Yeah.
Now that I know, it's so funny when you compare stuff like that. Like now that I know that it's Heaven Hill, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I never would have thought it was a weeder. It had like, I didn't get that at all. I could tell. It felt like it was a little younger, but yeah, I definitely would not have thought Old Fitz.
And Michelle goes, "That's weeded." I'm like,
yeah,
oh.
that was really impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, like right, boom, just like that. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, who sits there and memorizes chemistry compound? That's crazy. Her job is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny during the competition, Sam kept saying, is an upset going to happen? And she kept looking at Michelle like she was the upset. Like she was the one to upset us all. I'm like, wait, no, we would be upsetting her.
Yeah. Oh, no,
that is crazy.
Yeah, you upset. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's funny because most people, like especially in bourbon, you get more from the palate, I feel, than you do the nose. But in her case, it's like, 80% nose and then palate. It's like, think about if she was super into bourbon.
Oh, God.
She would just destroy.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. It's really cool to listen to somebody who hasn't been crazy into bourbon, and the notes she's picking up and how she's like dissecting everything is so cool. What's up, Richard? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Cheers. Yeah, this was a fun live stream, guys. I'm so glad you guys hopped on. And
man, you want to talk about a hitter lineup?
That's a good lineup, right?
Oh yeah, that was fabulous.
Oh, Ben had another stroke.
You know what I think is hilarious is here I am on a hotel Wi-Fi and I never go.
And you're fine.
Yeah. Oh my God. That barrel proof now is like literally raspberry covered French toast. So stupid.
It's really good, man. And I've sent out so many samples of it. Like I'm already getting low.
Wow.
But that's what bourbon's about. It's about sharing it. So
Exactly.
I'm excited to share it with you guys.
I'm really curious to see what you think of Jason's take on that double bass.
Yeah, I got to check that out because Cooper's Craft is like, that might be my favorite around $30 bottle.
I'm so glad that I got to send that to you guys. I love it because it's killer. I've got a couple Friday night fights I want you to do, and I'm going to bring them to the meetup.
Okay, cool. You asked. I was going to ask you. You said you sent some samples. I do have a bunch of. What samples have I not reviewed of yours that you sent?
You did not.
Don't tell me what they are, but do you know what you wrote on the bottles?
Well, the one was that I wrote on the bottle and you know of is Larceny Barrel Proof.
Oh, right. I've got that still. That
okay.
I need to do.
And then I sent you those other ones that I don't know if we tasted when you were getting prepped for the whiskey taster.
Yeah, you had like some numbered, right?
Right.
Okay. I've still got those. Okay. So I'll text you and see what you want me to do with those, or you can tell me. I don't know.
I'm really curious to get your take on, I think it's number 3.
Okay. Because I think I have 3, 4. These are yours, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I have 3, 4, 5, and a question mark.
Okay, the question mark one, I want you to put against that. What is it? The Resilient, or the
16 year?
Yeah, the Dickel.
Okay. All right.
I want you to compare them.
Okay. So I can do that. You want that on like a Friday night bourbon fight?
You can do that on a Friday night fight. Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's see. So what do you got? You got 3,
4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5. I want, if you don't mind right now, taste 3.
Taste 3. All right.
Yep. And as a matter of fact, I'll pour a little bit with you.
All right. I don't have shit to do tomorrow.
Well, I kind of really don't either. I just have to get on an airplane at 5:00
in the evening.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going out to California to watch my daughter's last freshman volleyball game of the year.
Oh, nice.
So,
Darren, yes, I will save you somebody. Whenever you come over, man, bar's open, whatever you want. Power Bourbon. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Oh, thanks, fellas. If you root for the Giants, I hate you. They will.
Darren, come on over, buddy. It's homecoming for U of I, so we're just going to be watching the football game.
Who are they playing?
Wisconsin. I'm sure we'll get hammered.
Wisconsin's having a struggle bus this year.
Yeah, but still Illinois. I'm just waiting for basketball season, Ed. We have season tickets for basketball, so if you want to come for a game, come on over for a game. Oh, this smells fantastic. This is dark.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm excited for you to. Spicy, isn't it?
Yeah, it smells really good though. Darren says we will lose. Doesn't matter. Pretty much.
College hoop season again. I'm in the Gonzaga camp, and I will be forever. So.
Well, this is a nutty sumbitch, just like you like, Ed.
Yep. Like it?
I do like it. Yeah, it's really good. Man, it's drying my palate out though.
Yeah, a little bit. Compared to these other ones, it's it is drying, but
boy, that's like honey roasted peanuts, man. Honey roasted peanuts, caramel. That tastes almost like what I remember larceny to be like then.
Really?
Well, it's either Heaven Hill or Jim Beam. It's got to be.
Well, you got go with the second one.
It's Jim Beam.
Yep.
Is this a new Booker's batch?
Chapter 5.
Oh, that's Little Book.
Chapter 5. Yep.
Interesting. Does that have any of that? Like, is corn? I mean, rice in there? What are the grains?
God, if he can print this shit any smaller, I swear. All I know is that it's got some 2, 5, 8, and 15-year bourbons in it.
Well, that explains why it's drying my palate out.
Right. So Ben did it the other night, and he loved it. He thought it was really good. He got a lot of spice on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, it doesn't. What's the proof on it? It's not like it doesn't seem as high proof as like Booker's. Some of the Booker stuff, like 117 or one.
Nailed it.
Seriously?
No shit. It's I think it's 118. Honestly,
118. Uh-oh. Look out. My mom's in the chat. That's
man.
real good. What's up, Mom?
Oh, that is hilarious. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, this is good, man. It is like honey roasted peanuts. It's drying on the palate. Lots of spice, but doesn't fight you like a Booker's will. Right.
It doesn't kick your ass like Booker's.
Right.
So, yeah. What? Actually,
good caramel notes on that too.
You said 117.
Yeah.
So if you want to round up, you nailed it. It's 116.8. No joke.
See, the World's Top Whiskey Taster Contest, me going 0 for 3 on proof just hurts my soul. I would have never guessed that. I would have thought I would at least got 1.
Oh yeah.
And had I got 1, and I picked on that last round, I picked the bottle. I wrote down Russell's 10-year.
Nice.
So I got the age, I got the proof, I got the grain, and then, or no, I didn't get the proof for some reason.
You second guessed yourself on the proof.
No, I didn't second guess myself. I just circled the wrong thing. I just circled 100 proof, and I knew it was 94.
Right.
But we had 14 whiskeys at that point, and we're like circling shit in the dark, and I just circled 100 proof, and I turned it in. I raised my hand, turned it in, and when I turned it in, like my heart literally like fell out of my ass. I was like, shit, I think I put the wrong proof on that.
Oh, yeah.
So I should have got a 55 out of 55 on that last round.
Wow.
Which would have put me at 75. So I would have been tied for second. One proof question, I would have been at 85. So if I would have got one proof, I would have been one question behind Michelle.
You'd have been right there with her if you would not have drank that peated Scotch.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been far off. Yeah.
That shit's so bad.
So I mean, yeah, you know, there's a lot of what ifs. Hindsight's 2020, but it was nice to it was nice I didn't get last place because I knew you guys were going to get shirts made.
No, well, maybe.
And I would have been fine with it.
He's back.
He's back. Man, that was a long one.
Dude, I have no idea what's going on with my Wi-Fi. It's just randomly just cutting out.
Dude, you missed it. My mom hopped in the chat and everything.
Yeah, they're right there.
She really? Look at that.
Right there. Look at her.
Number one son.
So yeah, we were just recapping my shame of the World's Top Whiskey Taster Contest, and
he broke out the little book sample.
Oh yeah,
what did you think of that?
It's good. I said the proof was 117 and it was 116 something, which then led into I should have got at least one proof question right in the contest.
It's funny. I thought it was a rye when I was texting Ed.
Really?
Yes, so it has 100% malted rye. It's 3 year. it's the 3-year that they put into it. And I got a lot of that rye when I was tasting it, but I got the proof. So
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even realize that ticker's still going.
What is it?
It was the super chat. It's been over for like an hour. Yeah, it was really good. I thought it was Heaven Hill or Jim Beam. It does have a lot of nuttiness, a lot of good spice though. I like it. It's really good.
It is.
I think that's really one of the better little books I've had.
I was drinking it, and I was when I went back to finish the rest of my sample, I was like, this is really good. I think I texted you about it, Ed.
You did, yeah. I was telling Lance that when you were texting me, you were saying how you were like pleasantly surprised at how good it was, and the blend was, yeah.
Darren, love you, buddy. Come over anytime, man. Bar's open. Seriously.
Right on.
It's just like, man, paying 120, 130. It's like, it's so tough. Like that price point is so tough to pay.
It's really tough.
Something.
Yeah. I'm surprised you like it with all the nuttiness in there.
To me, it was more subdued. Like I didn't get as much. To me, it was more of like the sweet caramels and some oak and stuff like that. But yeah,
I can see the rye you're talking about though. If I think about it,
like on the nose, I was even getting like dill.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it definitely. I was going back and forth on what I thought it was. I was like, is this a Knob Creek pick? Is this a? But then I started getting a lot of that dill, which is weird.
Yeah.
See you, Darren.
See you, Darren.
Peace, brother.
It would. I mean, it was just one I had to have for my my beam vertical, you know. So, but no, I enjoy it. I like it.
Yeah, I'm glad you had me pour that, man. That's good stuff. I'm the more I drink it, the more I'm liking it.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's a real good. I think it's a real good one. You know, 100 and 120, 130. It's like, but it definitely. It's close to like justifying that cost, which I think is a big.
It's close, yeah.
I agree.
I mean, it's Georgia. I gave 100. I gave 140.
Yeah, I mean,
but Desmond Dill not appealing.
I got that. That's why I was like, is this a rye? I was like, it threw me for a loop for sure.
Ed loves dill notes.
Oh yeah, especially pinhook.
It's crazy.
Never live that one down.
Oh man.
Because Ed, I was texting Ed and he told me what it was. I was like, no way. And then I went and started looking at the mash bill and I saw that there was that rye in there. And so I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I thought it was Jim Beam or Heaven Hill. I picked up a lot of nuttiness in it.
Right.
I didn't get that right away.
About the drying portion, I said, well, it's got 15 year in it. So that'll give you that little bit of tannic and dry you out. So, but
yeah, good stuff, man. We had some good whiskey tonight.
Oh man.
Yeah. That was a fun blind. There was some stuff. It's funny because like I said, I've got the Remus 5 and the Pursuit series. Did not pick that up at all.
Yeah, I knew you had them too, and I was like, I'm gonna throw them in there anyway, and just because I wanted to see how you thought about them in a blind.
The Remus, when I go back to the Remus stuff, it feels like it changes every single time because I've got the 3 and the 5.
That Remus the nose on Remus is so good, man.
Oh,
so good.
I agree. That nose on one, it killed the Old Fitz.
Yeah.
Man, when that Old Fitz hit my palate, I was like, wow, okay. That's kind of where I live. So
yeah. I did not think that was a weeder. That was a crazy one to me.
Yeah, and Michelle was all over that, man.
She smoked it.
Talking about those milk dairy notes.
I've never heard anyone describe whiskey and say it has a dairy note ever.
Oh, God. No joke. Like, which one was it she said tasted like condensed milk? Was that the Old Fitz?
That was the Old Fitz, yeah. And she's like, I always get that on Weeders. And I was trying not to laugh because I was like, motherfucker, she's dead on.
I was like, condensed? Oh, Jesus, that tastes like some of the cookies my mom makes. No shit, because she uses that all the time. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Like this. Just, she's, oh my God. And she's super cool.
Oh, she's so sweet. She's like the nicest person. And she was like, when I first met her, like the first thing I said to her was like, "Oh my God, I love your outfit," because she dresses so like eclectic and so artsy. She just it's just super cool. And then she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I haven't been into bourbon that long," so I'm thinking, okay, not gonna have to worry about her.
Boom,
boom, she's a sandbagger.
Yeah. Hello, sandbag.
I got hustled.
Yeah. No shit. If you were out on the freaking golf course, you're like, you sandbagging son of a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. She hustled us. Yeah. It was. But I mean, if anyone was gonna win, she's so. Everyone there was super cool, super nice. We had a great night, man. Everyone from Bardstown was so cool too.
Really?
We just had a great time. Yeah, everybody was super nice. It was
that spread they put on that bar looked fantastic. That looked really cool,
dude. So I was so pissed because I was trying not to. I didn't want to blow out my palate before the thing started. And we hadn't eaten, and so I thought we were going to get there and we were going to be able to just. I thought they were going to start the competition. We were there at 7. We didn't start for a couple hours. So a couple hours before, they're like bringing burgers with onions and. And lamb covered in garlic and all this shit. And I'm like, I can't eat any of this, man. I'm going to blow out my palate. And everybody's chowing on it. And I'm just like, oh, I got you guys. I'm just sipping water.
I'm just sipping water.
And I didn't have them.
Michelle's eating like a lamb burger as she's tasting the whiskey. Just
Right. She was super smart not to taste that scotch, though. I should have, man, that's the biggest regret of that whole night. I shouldn't have done it. And I thought, my stupid brain was like, this is a world's top whiskey taster contest. They're going to put a peated bourbon or a peated scotch or a peated rye in there.
Right.
And then I should have known better. And so I was like, I got to taste it, but I knew what it was smelling it. I was so mad, man.
What was like the highest price thing that they put in there? Was it all like pretty bottom shelf stuff or
no? They put Disco 6 in there, I think.
What did you think of that?
So that was after the peated scotch. That was one of the proofs. So the proof was the 3 proofs were Wild Turkey 101, which I had the fucking night before in preparation for that. The night before I had that bottle. And then it was Fusion 6 and Discovery 6, I think, or it was Fusion 5 and Discovery 6. I can't remember.
Put both in there. Wow.
Both in there, and it was guest proof. And I swear to you, I tasted the 101. I thought it was 130 proof. It tasted so hot because I just came off an 80 proof scotch. And I was like, did they put a light whiskey in here? I couldn't taste shit.
A light whiskey. Geez.
And then I tasted the second one and it tasted just as hot. I tasted the third one. It tasted just as hot. They all tasted the same.
Wow.
And I looked at my wife and I was like, I'm fucked. I can't get any notes. Everything tastes the same. It all tastes hot. And then I thought maybe they put 3 light whiskeys in here. And I was like, no, there's no way they did that. And I was throwing darts in the dark, man, on the proof. Damn. I had no clue.
That sucks. Did you nail proof?
I nail proof. I always get proof. And I was so mad. And when it came up as 0, I knew it. And I was like, fuck, I'm dead. And then it went to age. And I was like, okay, well, at least it's age. I'm pretty good at age.
Mm-hmm.
I smell all 3 and I'm like, oh no, they're all ryes. I'm not good at aging ryes. Like, to me, ryes, I'm not good at it. So one was chicken cock, and I don't even know how old that is. One was Whistle Pig 10, which I've actually never even had. And the other was Russell 6. And I got Russell 6. I got Russell 6, but that was pure guess. It was pure luck. And then there were bonus points for if we said the oldest and youngest, which I didn't get. So I only got 10 points on that one. And then the last round I tasted it and I tasted a little bit of nuttiness and I was like, that is wild turkey. I know that's wild turkey. And I was like, it can't be 101 because they're asking for age. So it's got to be Russell's 10. So I wrote wild turkey, Russell's 10, age 10 years, grain, corn, secondary grain, rye. And then the proof, I told Ed, for some stupid reason, I circled 100, not 94. And probably because I had 14 whiskeys at that point. And I turned in my card and I was like, my heart sank. I was like, oh my God, I know the proof's 94 on that. I wanted my card back so bad, but I'd already turned it in. So I should have got 55 points on that last round because I knew the bottle. I think I was the only one to guess the bottle in that last round.
That's crazy. Would you rather lose in the regional or would you rather be runner up in the finals?
That's a good question. I told Renee I would have really hated if I was runner up in the regionals, like, because that's where I probably would have finished. Had I not tasted the Scotch, I think I would have got one of the proof points.
Right.
I probably would have. I think I would have at least one of the three. And then I think I should have nailed everything on the final, which was 55 points.
Wow.
And I only got 30. So, I think I would have been pretty high up, but I don't think I would have beat her still.
Yeah.
So coming in second would have sucked. I would much rather just make it to the finals because the finals experience would be so cool.
That is true. Where are they having it?
At Bardstown.
At their, yeah, okay. I figured it probably would be.
Yeah, and I bet they're blending stuff. I bet they're doing everything. But and the other thing was, like, I fully expected us to have to do a presentation. And so I had a presentation ready to go that covered like several different areas, and I was going to murder that shit. Yeah. And Michelle said she's super introverted and super shy, and she's like, that part scared her to death. And I was like, oh, I would have killed that. I would have killed it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was hoping we would have had a presentation like they did last year, but they took that out. And last year they said that was the best part of the whole competition was the presentation.
Really?
So I bet they do the presentation in the final.
The one thing that I was like, when Michelle was talking about higher proof and she was like, I don't do well with that. I was like, well, at the final, I bet they're going to do some higher proof stuff. Yeah. And they're going to blend, which she'll kill the blending part. She will murder everybody in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she does. I mean, I can't tell you guys a lot of the stuff I know she's done, but she has done a lot of shit you've drank, a lot of shit you've heard of. She's like downplaying what amazing shit she's done. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just having like, that's like what we're doing is so caveman compared to like what she.
She's not just saying grapes. She's like picking out the type of grape.
The type of freaking grape. And then that sugar that she said, I was like, what? Wow. Just friggin' wow.
Yeah. Desmond asked, do you guys get iodine taste on peated Scotch? Absolutely. The more you drink it, I think that goes away and you start tasting like nice sweet flavors underneath, but you have to get acclimated to it.
So one thing that I heard that is pretty helpful is when you're drinking a peated or really any whiskey, go in for the nose, go in deep. At first, it's going to be very like either peat or ethanol or something like that. Take a second, go back in for a second, go back out, and then go back in the third time. Once you go back in the third time, usually you'll start to then pick up some of the underlying notes and flavors. So yeah, if you get a lot of iodine on peat, give it a second, let it sit in the glass for 10 minutes, and then go back and, really go in and sniff it. And you should start to, over time, get some of those other underlying notes.
Yeah. And I would say, and this comes from somebody who just got screwed by peat, don't rule out that you like it until you've had a chance to drink it and really try to get into it and get past some of the notes. It's kind of like when you first drink bourbon, like bourbon just tastes like fire and it's hot and you don't get a lot of notes. And the more you drink it, the more you get acclimated to it and you start picking up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
like I did not like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Like even when we did our
Bourbon of the year.
yeah, Bourbon of the Year, I did not like the A120. Now I love it. And it's like, it's just one of those things I just had to get used to, like the higher proof barrel proof stuff. And now, like I said, A120 and C920, those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, A120 is my jam. I love that stuff, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
The B520 was my favorite.
Yeah, they're all so good.
All of them are fantastic. I mean,
here's a question I have for you guys.
Yeah.
So in last year, I only put in bourbons that I was able for Bourbon of the Year. I only did stuff I was able to find on the shelf. So I did nothing secondary, no like under the counter deals or anything like that. It was just strictly what I found on the shelf. So if I do that this year, Birthday Bourbon's out, obviously. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof's out, obviously. Those are some of my highest ranked bourbons. But those are I can't put those in. Do you guys think I should still do that? Keep it as, because we're one of the, I mean, everyone else does all the allocated shit. They're getting on secondary or they're getting special deals. I've always kind of been against it because I want to have stuff. I wanted my Bourbon of the Year to be accessible in a way.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm so torn on it.
Maybe you should do two. Like do an allocated lineup and then do
it's a good idea.
A shelf
or throw in that
good deal for you guys too.
That's what I was thinking.
or do it if you're gonna do that, or do something like like throw a high allocated one in with 3 or 4 shelf bourbons.
Yeah,
I could do that too.
Do a mix. Do a battle.
I could do that.
Do like,
and then if the allocated wins, we have an honorable mention or something.
Yeah.
I
mean, but
that's a good idea. Throw in my top allocated bourbon of the year that I was able to get, and then 4 that I was able to just get on the shelf for MSRP.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because tonight is a prime example and of basically looking at, you got bourbons here that'll go for 4 digits. I mean, they'll go for $1,000. Some of them, like with the whole George C. Stagg, that E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere you see somebody pay $1,000 for that freaking thing. Compared to Knob Creek Single Barrel, which is $50.
Yeah.
Or your Bourbon Pursuit. What was that, $60?
I think it was 60 or 65, somewhere around there.
If that doesn't get put in Bourbon of the Year, I'll punch you. I swear.
It already is.
So freaking good.
It is. I was going to do a review on it today, and I just had like a shitty day at work, and I was like, I don't have the energy to do reviews, so I don't even know that I'll have a review come out next week. But it's going to be up there. It's so good, man. I love it.
I mean, you want to talk about guys that know how to, can do a blend of barrels or blend of, that is ridiculous.
I was super impressed because, to be honest, I hate their reviews.
Some of them piss me off.
I hate I get it. I get what they're doing, but it's so short and so it gives me no information. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not what I like, but I will say they can blend the shit out of bourbon. If this is what they normally do, man, I love it.
Do you guys watch Stuff and Whiskey?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had them on.
That's a good channel.
Yeah, they're great. I love Aaron and Josh.
Yeah. Another one I like, and again, back to the whole reason I follow most of the channels I follow, is I like people that are just normal and aren't tater hunters and don't care about the normal people. But it's called the Bourbon Van. They're from Oregon.
Oh yeah. I think I just subscribed to that. I didn't know about them.
They're awesome. They just went through Montana and did like 4 or 5 tastings there. because Julie's running in the marathon, Chicago Marathon. So they're
nice.
And they're from Indiana, but they do a 5-sip Friday, which I think is a great piece. So a Patreon sends them a bourbon, and they got 5 sips to figure out what it is, but it's proof, age, and distillery that they try and guess, and it's pretty fantastic. So the Bell Mead Cask Strength.
That's good stuff, man.
Julie nailed it.
She knew what it was.
Everything. She smoked it. And it was so funny because her husband, she made him look like a complete doofus, and it was awesome.
Dude,
So,
women are better at this.
Yeah. The one thing I think that gets a lot of women in bourbon is if they're not bourbon drinkers, the palate.
Yeah.
That is the one thing, because like, nosing stuff, like I'll give stuff to my wife, and there was a I think it was Discovery 4 I gave my wife, and she was like, "Oh, this is good." And I give her usually like all random stuff to like just nose it, and she didn't know what it was, and she was like, "Oh, this is good." And I was like,
That's awesome.
"Oh, yeah, it's like one of the better ones that I have."
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
cheers to the 5 people that are still sticking around.
Cheers, fellas. Ooh.
What are you 5 people drinking?
Right.
Dude, this has been one of the most fun live streams for me that we've done.
Oh yeah. No question. I've done that with my girlfriend. Basically, when we met, our very first date was at a bar in Bloomington that has an epic bourbon list. And so she told me very first time I met her, she says, "Nope, I'm drinking bourbon. You pick something for me." And I'm like, "All right, I'm going to just go ahead and have you drink the first bourbon that got me into bourbon." I know you'll hate it, but it was Basil Hayden.
Oh, Basil Hayden.
It was
Basil. Oh, that's a good starter whiskey, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
As much as everyone shits on it.
I know, right? And so she freaking loved it. Oh, Rick Rose drinking some Smoke Wagon.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. I love Smoke Wagon.
Which Smoke Wagon though?
Yeah, small batch, uncut. What are you drinking?
I don't like the straight as much. Like the entry one, the 90.
Oh, I've never had that. I've only had small batch and uncut.
I have a bottle of small batch unopened in Indiana. I haven't opened. I got it at the Blue Store, as a matter of fact, Lance.
Oh, nice.
Finish your story, Ed. I think.
Oh yeah, so and I ordered at that time. I ordered Michter's 10, and I was like, I've never had it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna drink it.
That's a good starter bourbon too.
Yeah, no joke. For $250 a bottle. So she was like, "I really like this," and I said, "You've never drank bourbon before?" She says, "No." She said, "I couldn't stand it. Couldn't put it to my nose. Couldn't drink it. It was like straight fire." Like you said, Lance, the first time you drank it, straight fire.
Yeah.
And so now, the other day when I was back home, I went downstairs in the bar and I poured 3 samples, and I said, "Tell me which one you like best." I said, "I don't care what you smell, whatever, just tell me what one you like best." And I poured Rare Breed, Wyoming whiskey, bottled in bond, and what was the third one? Old Tub is what I poured. She picked Rare Breed that fast. She said, "That is really good." And I said, "That's the highest proof right there." I said, "That's 117 proof." And she's like, "That's good." Yeah. And she always makes this face. It's so funny. Like she'll shake and go like, "Oh, that's giving me the hug." But she'll drink a lot of it on ice. And I'm like, "I don't care how you freaking drink it. Doesn't matter to me. Just drink it and have fun."
Yeah. The only problem is she's going to drink all your good stuff.
I know. Right? Now she's tied into Weller and she likes special.
See, I'm torn on that. I kind of want Renee to be into bourbon, but I'm all right if she's not.
So what's your take on that cool frickin' Bakers that Ed Bell posted?
Well, I guess Champagne had some bottles, and
Really?
Darren, who was just in here, who won the birthday bourbon, he didn't notify me, fucker. So I didn't get any, but I would have ran up there and got some.
Well, what was it?
It was Baker's store pick Benny's did, but it was 11-year.
11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I have like an 8-year from last year that was awesome. Like, Ed, you will love this. I'll bring it to the meetup because I think I have a little bit left.
If it's because my Bakers, the bottle that I bought a year ago sucks. It's
you'll love this one.
It's just got there's nothing unique about it. It's blah. I'm so disappointed. So I got soured on buying Bakers.
Oh, you should. Yeah, don't write it off, man. Some of them are amazing.
Okay, I'll go back in
that old label Bakers for you.
I just saw a bottle of that. As a matter of fact, I saw it yesterday. There was a bottle at one of the stores, the old label, and I thought, damn, should I grab that? Because there's only one, and it was just sitting there. And I'm sure it'll sit there and collect freaking dust because nobody will care about it.
Those things, they do collect dust. It's like it's one of those ones that sits on the shelf and people just overlook it a lot. But
Rick Ross is I'm sorry, he's drinking small batch, by the way.
I see that's one I haven't had.
It's good. It's really good. Aaron Chepanik blends that pretty damn good.
I've had 2 batches of the uncut unfiltered, and I haven't been like in love with them for whatever reason. It just hasn't been my favorite. Yeah, like I think it's good, but I'm just like.
So some of the recent uncut unfilters I've had taste young, and
really,
yeah, I haven't been. I agree with Ben. I haven't been crazy about them. I don't know that they're as good as the old stuff. I have a clear bottle that I'm saving for the meetup.
I've got a clear bottle too that's unopened.
What batch is it? Do you know? I think I have 80 or 90. I can't remember.
I think it's like 84.
Okay. So the batch I have, Aaron Chepanik said, has the strongest chocolate notes he's ever blended. So I'm bringing that to the meetup, and we'll see. We'll see what it tastes like.
I'm anxious to crack, and I haven't cracked it. I'm waiting to pop it when we meet up. Is my Sam Houston 15 Georgia Batch 1.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And then
you know what we should do? This might be a good idea. Sorry, go ahead. I had an idea.
Go ahead.
Just had an idea. We should pour sample bottles.
Yes.
And everybody put in $50. And whoever sample wins gets the whole pot.
Nice. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Each person
that would be cool.
One sample. Is that
each person submits one sample, so you'd have to do 8 though, because there'll be 8 guys there.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what you've got. You've got 8 samples in the bottle.
Well, I mean, I got a couple that I haven't opened that I'm bringing.
Yeah. I don't know. That might be something fun to do.
There's a I'll bring the rest of my Chateau de la Baude for both of y'all. But unfortunately there's not much of it left, but it is
I was gonna say that might take it.
It's very
Never mind, let's not do this.
I mean, I don't have much left, unfortunately, but yeah, I have enough. I probably have 4 ounces maybe, but yeah, I'll bring it for y'all.
I've never had it. I've heard such amazing things about it.
It is good. I haven't drunk it for a while because I was like, I need to save the rest of this to bring to the meetup. But it is so good.
So I compared the other day, just for the hell of it, I compared batch 26 and batch 28 of Barrel.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
Oh man, I might give the nod to 26, just by the slimmest margin, but man, are they good.
They're so good.
Really good.
Which one was your favorite, Lance? Was it 27?
Yeah, 27's my favorite.
And I went to look for 27 because they sit on the shelves around here.
Yep.
And they've got 26, 28, 29. So apparently everybody liked 27.
Yeah, I have 27, a little bit left, and I have a sample Ed Bell sent me of 28.
I'm bringing the bottle.
You're bringing 28 bottle?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to save. I probably need to save some of 27 for Bourbon of the Year. In my opinion, I think it's that good. So we'll see.
I think I can get some 27.
You do?
I believe so. I'll go back and take another look, but yeah, I think it sits here. And so
it sits in. I mean, I've seen 28 now for 2 months, easy.
Dude, that's my like sleeper pick that sits on the shelves. Like
really? Okay. I couldn't remember which one it was. I couldn't remember which one you loved, but yeah,
27.
I think I'll go back and pick one up. But yeah, I mean, barrel stuff, it's just so expensive. That's the big downside. If it was like $70, it would be perfect.
It's $80 to $90.
I can't wait for you guys to taste the Stellum rye I picked.
Oh,
so
it
was a rye. Okay.
Yeah.
I picked up a Stellum barrel pick of the bourbon, and I actually got some melon notes in it.
Did you really? Interesting.
Yes.
So he brought 5 samples, and the first one he was like, "You're gonna pick the Stellum bourbon." He's like, "Bourbon's so fantastic, it's fire." And so I had 3 guys there with me, and so we he only had 1 bourbon sample and 4 ryes. So we tasted the bourbon, and I was like, "This isn't good. It's not." Like, I didn't say it out loud, but that's what I was thinking. And my buddy Jacob was across the table, and he's like. And I was like, yeah, it's not good. And we're like, dude, this isn't good. And he's like, what? You don't like that? And we're like, no, it's not good. It almost tasted like light whiskey. It was just thin and hot and not great at all. And so then he gave us the first rye, and we were like, it's all right. But I was thinking at that point, like, I'm not going to pick anything. Cause I told him beforehand, I was like, if you bring me samples and I'm not like over the moon about them, I'm not tasting it. I'm not taking it. Cause it's my first pick. Like I want it to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So then he gave us a second sample of the rye, and I was like, this is really good. Like, this will do. Thank God there's at least one.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, I was like, nope, not good. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just like every other rye, you know? And then the fourth one, we were all like, holy shit, this is the one. This is fantastic. And even my buddy Jacob, who doesn't like ryes, was like, that's good. And then the fifth one, we were like, nope, don't like it. And so we were talking about the melon notes on number 4. And so I was like, Renee, mix 2 and 4 up, and then I'll just be the deciding factor. I'll pick whether I like 2 or 4 best, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be 4. And she mixed them up, and I was like, it wasn't even a question. I tasted 4. I was like, 4's got to be the melon one. And she's like, yep, you're right. And I was like, yeah, it was so obvious. So I was super happy with the pick we did. It's really good.
So I've got a 6th Street. So 6th Street is a they source their stuff, but they do MGP, and so I've got a 9-year MGP rye, and I did like a blind with rye because normally I'm not super into rye, and it is so good. It is so
really
good. Yeah. And so I need to send you a sample of it, but
I'd love to taste it. The Stellum pick we did, I think, is a 6 or 7 year rye, and it's like 117 proof.
That's roughly what that one is. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how it does against that one.
Yeah. And if it beats it, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. So it doesn't matter. It's but yeah, I love it. He gave me a sample bottle I took home, and I've tasted it a couple times since. It's so good. I love it.
There's a little distillery we went to last weekend in Brown County, Indiana. It's called Gnawbone Distillery, or no, Bear Creek, but the bourbon is Gnawbone bourbon, and they had a barrel proof rye that I was like, oh shit, this is, and I'm not a, you know me, I'm not a giant rye guy. This stuff was ridiculous. 119, I think, 121. It was an odd number, but up there for barrel proof. And I bought a bottle of it, and it is, oh man, it's freaking good. But
good,
it's in
huh?
Indiana. I won't be able to bring it to the meetup, but it's pretty freaking good. Their bourbon was super crafty, but their rye was fantastic.
Rye is one of those ones that I used to not be a huge fan of, and
Right.
now that I've started to dip my toes in a little bit more, I mean it's very
The other one I'm really stoked for you guys to try is the Balboa rye from New Riff.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I think I'm really interested to try that. I'm gonna bring the other
The
the
malted,
malted rye so we can compare.
yeah. You want to talk about a unique freaking pour of whiskey. Holy shit. It's all over the place. It's crazy. It's different. I haven't drank it in probably 8 months, maybe more. So it'll be interesting to go back to it and compare it to that malted rye.
How many bottles are y'all bringing?
I got 8 right now.
We'll see what we can fit in the car, buddy.
No.
Yeah, because I'm
I
the
got a
one I'm
three-quarter
flying
touch.
in, so I gotta pack those things in my luggage.
That's right.
Yeah, you'll have to. I'll bring a box and bubble wrap, Ben, and you can ship some stuff home to yourself.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to.
I mean, shit, yeah.
We'll see.
There's
Hopefully we can find lots of good stuff. So
yeah.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to hook you up, man.
I think the one thing that I'm excited to see y'all try is the Still Austin Cast Strength.
Oh yeah, I really want to try that.
Yeah, I'll bring a bottle of that, and then I've got like an older Elijah Craig, not like the pirate bottles, but I think it's like a B117 or something like that.
Oh.
Like it's like a 17, so it's a few years old. But I'll bring that, and then I'm trying to think of what else. I'll probably bring like 3 or 4 bottles. But
What's Ben? What's a unicorn like? If you could have this year, you'd want.
like a release from this year, or
Yep.
That's a really good question. I mean, I'll exclude like the BTAC stuff because that's just
Yeah.
it's BTAC, but
Like Old Fitz, Discovery 6, anything like that.
Man,
Mine's easy.
What's yours?
No question, hands down. Old Forester barrel proof that rye. The barrel proof
Oh,
single
all right.
barrel proof rye. No questions asked. Oh
so
my.
that's one that I'd be interested to try. I think
Oh.
for me,
Well, you can
like,
try it. It's right up there, man. When you
Oh.
get here.
Dude, you must try it. I'm not. Oh God.
I think for me, it's like maybe like Michter's toasted, like bourbon or, yeah, it's a really good question. Discovery stuff, I'm a little leery of now. Like once I heard how the 5 was, I was like, okay, well, because MGP is like starting to go younger and younger.
Right.
See you, Darren.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked on his message.
He said he's heading out, but
yeah, all right. Well, we'll see what when you get here what's in the area. And
honestly, I just like trying new stuff. I mean, one thing that I really like that I was surprised about was Angel's Envy Cast Strength, the port finished.
Really?
Yeah, that was really good.
Really good, right?
Yeah. I have to go back to it. I haven't gone back to it in a while. Like I've expanded my collection a lot recently. And so there's like some stuff that I've been really going to has been like the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye and the like some of the Elijah Craig, some of the different ones there. But man, like that one was a very good one that I need to go back to. But yeah, I mean, I just love bourbon. I mean, like good bourbon.
Well, we'll hit up Harvest Market. We'll hit up A1. We'll see what they've got. And I'll check in with them before. So
that's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean,
we'll see what we can do.
It's.
I'm
about
gonna
you, Ed?
stop on the way up. I'm going to stop at a couple stops in Tennessee. I would love to get a bottle of that Jack Daniel's 10.
Yeah,
see how it is.
I would like to taste that too. So.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be good, but it's not gonna be like anything crazy. Like that's just my thoughts.
No, I'm not.
I guarantee you the barrel proof kills it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean that.
So I'm not even if I see it, I'll buy it. But otherwise, I don't even care.
That
I can get 100. I think the latest Jack Daniel's barrel proof I saw was 129, and it's $54 at Meijer here.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't beat that. You want a bottle?
Yes, all day. That's crazy. It's $80 here.
Yep, $54,
and you can never find it.
Yep, I can get it any Sunday I want.
Crazy.
Oh
yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere here, and it's one that like I enjoy, but I don't go to it enough.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I freaking love it. It's one of probably for barrel strength bourbon. It's top 3 for me. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one thing that I was thinking of is a good video or a good topic for a video is like forgotten about bourbons. Like,
ooh, that's great. Yeah.
Forgotten about bourbons because it's funny. Like once you start expanding, like I've like I said, like I've expanded a lot, and there's certain bourbons that I just forget about.
Yep.
And Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof is one of them.
Well, Angel's Envy Cask Strength is kind of one of those.
Angel's Envy Cask Strength is another one. Even like Russell's Reserve Single Barrel is another one that I kind of forget about a little bit.
Even Russell's 10 in the budget category.
Russell's 10 might be the tops in that category for me.
Yeah.
And I have a bottle, and every time I go to it, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why do I not drink this?
It's funny. It's like same
so
thing.
Good.
Like 1792 Full Proof.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's another one. I just forget about it.
The other one that Lance, that's one we've talked about you kind of have gone to lately, and it's one that you never went. It is 1792 Small Batch.
Yeah, it's another good
solid bourbon.
Yeah.
If you just want to pour a good pour, and you're not looking to break it down, you just want a good bourbon. It's $28, and it's everywhere.
Yep.
And but the Full Proof, and these store picks that I have, they'll take you on a ride. They are crazy different.
Yep, they're good,
for whatever
man.
reason, they just it's just one that I just overlook. Like I go and I look like, okay, what do I want? And I just for whatever reason I just overlook it.
Who's left, Lance? Anybody?
Not many, and I'm about to piss myself. So I've been hopping around like crazy. I gotta run, man.
I muted and had to go, man. And I thought, how the fuck does Marty do this?
Yeah, I'm at my limit. I see some of those guys go for like 8-9 hours. I'm like,
no,
legends, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, I love you guys. I was so excited to share these samples with you guys. I hope you enjoyed them.
Awesome.
Absolutely, man. Love you too, buddy. No, these are awesome.
Good. We will we'll talk soon, and we'll definitely be meeting up in a couple weeks. I'm so pumped. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
Can't wait. Right on, man.
All right. Cheers, guys.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.